Welcome along to yet another Watchalong on cricket.com, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. You're joining us on this Sunday evening in terms of the dead rubber viewing, which is going to happen at the Chinnaswamy, the fifth and final T20 international between India and Australia in this redundant series post the ODI World Cup. But look, India are taking an unassailable 3-1 lead, and we'll talk all about the series. And of course, with that World Cup looming large, how we cannot talk about the T20 scheme of things is unbearable. Right, let's see what we have in store today in terms of guests. As you can see, Nikhil Popat is back with us. Good to see you, Nikhil.
Yeah, not the place I thought I would be in any of my wildest imaginations, but yeah, so be it.
Yeah, we'll come to that in just a bit.
Mhm.
And Somesh, looking really good again, man. Sunday sweater, December's crept in. You're in Bangalore, the winter's set in.
Being in Bangalore, you hardly get a chance to wear any winter wear. I know local Bangalore people, you draw in your pullovers whenever temperature drops by even 2 degrees. But for people like us, it really has to be chilly to, take such clothes out of our wardrobe. And I was pretty happy that I got a chance to wear this after a year since I've bought this.
Indeed, onwards and upwards. Hopefully, cricket.com will get into the business of making pullovers so you guys can be involved too. But look, you guys can be involved in terms of the watch along, guys, because it is that one particular platform. Name me any other channel in the world or in India, in YouTube, doing watch along. There's no one out there. And hence, cricket.com is special that way. So jump on the bandwagon and get cracking in the comments because there's lots to ask Nikhil and Somesh about the week which has gone by. But just for starters and set some context, as usual, India batting first. Matthew Wade yet again calling correctly, inserting India in at the Chinnaswamy. And normally we've seen 180 plus scores always on this surface, more so in the IPL this year as well. So let's see how it goes. Jaiswal's back in and he's got all his runs this series in the power play. So keep an eye out for him. Keep an eye out for Somesh because Gigi going on to say Somesh Pai ka drip hi alag hai.
I don't know what that means. I mean, if
Drip
you know me,
means
please tell me.
I just think you're you're enhancing the aesthetics of this particular watch along, which is really good. Next, what do you have to say about the last game? Because we of course couldn't pick your mind about it, but so far 3-1 and yet again bilateral bops, as India know it.
Well, yeah, hoping for another bilateral useless series where we India learn nothing about it. Even in a bilateral dead rubber, you don't want to bat first. You don't want to give options. See options in Sundar and Dubey. Uh, ठीक है. Maybe the educational sponsor is gone, and so has the learning. We'll only learn in knockouts. Sorry.
Yeah, we should. I mean, I like how you keep referencing that. Of course, sync your streams in before I get to Somesh and his thoughts about the teams as well. We're watching it on TV, so absolutely on point in terms of the timing. So, accordingly, if you guys are just joining us in this watch along, you guys know the rules. Sync it as we're watching along. I think all three of us are watching on TV, so there won't be any problems with that. So, no Tilak Verma again today, yaar. And as expected, Deepak Chahar injured again. What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, we'll know in due course what's happened. It was pretty evident by the way he was running in. His run up especially in his second spell did not seem pretty smooth. So I mean, it was expected. I mean, time will tell. He has been selected for both legs of the white ball series against South Africa. Maybe we'll already see one change in the squad in a week or so. Hopefully not. Hopefully he recovers because he's an important cog in the wheel. Because we don't really have a lot of number eights who can bat. So that's that. Tilak Verma was expected because, I mean, for Tilak Verma to play, Shreyas Iyer will have to sit out because there is no other option. And of course, I mean, with a player like Shreyas, who's also the vice captain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I think he has been given that seniority quota. Ki bhai, you would be there, you would be persisted with. What I'm surprised with is Washington Sundar not getting a run. Because I just don't see how you can frame your T20 11 without a off spinner. Because India did not try even Tilak Verma as well. Because you would at least need a matchup option when it comes to the bigger stage. And given Akshar Patel is not going to South Africa, it is sort of they've sort of made it clear that he's not in the scheme of things looking at the World Cup, and Washington Sundar is. So I mean, it's very weird that the person who would be in the next tour hasn't got a game in this series, and the person who has been dropped from the next tour has been given all 5 games. So it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if you kind of do the math, it just puzzles you even as an Indian fan. And Somesh is spot on with his points there. Even the exclusion of Washington Sundar throughout the series, let alone not getting a game, is just baffling. Nix, with regards to India, what other experiments did you want them to see? Because we were speaking about it in the third watch along, if I'm not wrong, and we were just hoping. Look, at that point in time, they still had a 2-1 lead. There's still no experiments. Would we see Jaiswal bowl today? Only time will tell. What are the other things you'd like to see come to the fore?
Yeah, I think one of it, something that we discussed was I can see that Sky is compromising his position so that he can give others a go, but you might as well rest him. What is it in that you don't know already, especially
Hmm.
after those first two games or the first three games? So it would have been an easier game for you to back Tilak then, that you keep Sky out, you play Tilak and you see what options you get. The problem here is,
Short,
Shot,
oh, that's a
short.
great shot from Gaikwad to get
brilliant
off the
shot.
mark. स्ट्राइक रेट वॉच 100 अभी तक तो नहीं 100 से थोड़ा कम सॉरी so good start for him, but yeah, coming back to Tilak, it's really bizarre that you're not learning anything out of it. It's just your net positive is zero, क्योंकि what is it that you did not know before the series that you know now? Absolutely nothing. So that's where I just feel we are just too stuck in terms of winning, but you have won it, but at what cost? Because you look at Australia, I'm not saying कि you go from match out opening to number 6. रोहित शर्मा said हम वो पागलपंती नहीं करते, but आप अभी कुछ भी नहीं कर रहे हो. So that something has to come through in terms of trying Jaiswal, trying Tilak Verma. Shivam Dube is an option. But are you ever going to try? If you're not going to try them, what are you going to then select them on the basis of? And the Sundar point that Som said rightly, कि next tour में वो part रहेगा तो अभी नहीं खिलाते. It doesn't add up. People just don't drop in and drop out.
Yeah, I mean, it just
You know, I
really is
I
frustrating.
understand the Shivam Dube thing because honestly, there is no space for him in the 11. But I don't get the Washington Sundar thing. Even for Shivam Dube, he's not in the next series. So anyway, I mean, the logic that I gave
Oh,
for
what a
Sundar
ball that
doesn't
was.
apply for Dube. But yeah, I mean, Sundar's case is baffling.
Yeah, but
Sundar,
just on the Dube part, the point is, what did you gain by picking him? What
Yeah,
was
but
the entire point?
it happens every time, right? I mean, you cannot always give everyone in the 15,
Ah,
16 a
that's
chance.
fair.
Because I
That's
mean,
fair.
if Dube would have played either of Rinku or Jitesh would have had to sit out, which would have been unfair on both. Because
No, you
it's
drop
early
Sky,
days.
you rest Sky.
That is the thing, na, that jab tak, unless and until it is pre-announced, I don't see that happening.
क्योंकि अगर वो हो जाता है तो then you have everybody
Of
moving
course.
up and there
And
is and
I think even
my
if Sky would not have been playing this game, then probably Tilak would have been the person who would have come in and not Dube. इसलिए Dube का मैं
yeah
बार-बार ये बोलूंगा कि it's still understandable, but
yeah
Sundar isn't, at least to me. Yeah.
yeah my only point there is you've always said about what after Hardik, but you're not doing anything to get anywhere close to getting an answer for that. That's my only
Hmm.
worry.
Yeah. And
yeah,
Sundar
lots
का
of
तो यार सुंदर जब जब फिट है उसे खिला लो भाई, पता चल रहा है बाद में वो फिट रहेगा नहीं रहेगा.
no, and more importantly, so Sundar, the off spinner angle. Yeah, we don't have a single off spinner in the bloody
Yeah.
country, and it'll
Yeah.
be super important, right? I mean, we talk about his
Absolutely.
batting, sure,
Absolutely.
but even as a over giver in the power play, maybe we've seen that come to the fore in the IPL. So Sundar being not playing for this series is
Yeah.
just ridiculous. But let's see how that goes. We'll take some comments, of course. Good to see Aman in the chat. Gigi goes on to say hello, Nickel boy. Nickel bye, beg your pardon, not Nickel boy, Nickel bye. And he goes on to ask a couple of other questions. Gigi will come to these in a while because, of course, as you know, we'll have plenty of time to talk about everything that we want to. It's 7 for none, India 1.4, and Berendorf to Jaiswal. Sikhi streams in, of course. We'll keep taking the comments through. And Greenish Gonzalez, good to see you. This series has been a close one. I think you're speaking in the language of sarcasm, sir. And we can do a split watch along. England, West Indies going on in Antigua. England are batting first. It's Zach Crawley's first T20 international. You guys care? Or we really don't? I mean, India, Australia, maybe
It's
better.
a ODI, I think, not a T20. Yeah.
Is it a T20 or is it an
No, it's a
ODI?
ODI.
Oh, okay. It's an ODI. I beg your pardon. Yeah, it's first
No,
ODI.
I know that's the reason we are not having a live blog of it.
Oh,
That's the reason I know it's a ODI.
correct. But look, lots of cricket, of course, going to hit our screens in cricket.com. The Australia Pakistan series will start soon, and we'll be doing lots of videos and articles around that. So watch your space in terms of cricket.com. I just want to go back and refrain from the usual chat for a bit because this is playing in Bangalore, guys. the first ever T20 international was held 11 years ago in December in Bangalore. Can you name me that one?
First ever, I mean, more than 11 years, yaar. Kya bol rahe? Can you rephrase
First
it?
ever T20 international in Bangalore 11
Oh,
years
in
ago.
Bangalore, okay.
Yeah.
Let me think.
India didn't win that game. India didn't win that game.
They didn't, okay. Then probably they played 2012. This must be that time. I just have a feeling it's England, maybe.
England? But England का पता नहीं.
Oh, Pakistan is a possible good shout actually. Pakistan, that
हाँ.
Bhuvi Kumar series. Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course, December.
Hafiz wala.
Yeah.
Correct. Pakistan winning that by 5 wickets. And I'm
Mhm.
just looking at India's track record in Bangalore, guys, in T20 internationals. They played 8. They won just 2. One, of course, the famous one, Dhoni running out whoever it was in the World Cup against Bangladesh. And then against England, I think, was it Kulcha or Chahal to take a 6 for?
Chahal. 6 for 23,
Chahal.
no?
Yeah.
Chahal, right? So those are the only two
That
games
came
they
in
won.
Vizag, I think. Yeah.
No, in
No,
Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Acha,
6
Bangalore.
for.
In Bangalore itself. And then the last time we played a T20 international here, both against South Africa, one no result and one the other. South Africa went in with 9 wickets. So I don't know whether Australia are going to end this series 3-2, whatever. But that was just a little bit of trivia from my side in this watch along. Entertaining.
I remember Australia beating India in ODIs as well here. Maxwell going bonkers.
In
And then
ODIs.
I think, and then Rohit Sharma double 100.
Double 100
in 2013.
In fact, Australia have kind of had 2 T20 internationals in Bangalore. Both they won by chasing. One against India in 2019, and then one against Bangladesh in that 2016 World Cup at 3 wickets.
Oh.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. By the way, Parasadora, good to see you as well. Hardik is a 6 bowling option, but does he give confidence to third seam and T20s? Ideally, you want to play 3 seam, 3 spin combination World T20, but to be honest, Hardik is a 4th seamer.
No, I think it's, for me, it's fine. Him being the third seamer, because your 6th bowling option is essentially a 2+2. So if on a heavy matchup day, your third spinner is going to give 4 overs, you might not even need Hardik, the bowler. So I think, I really don't want Jaiswal to fail, because the competition for that opening spot is so much that Jaiswal, even though his approach is high risk, high reward, he'll have to succeed in 2 out of 3 games to just ensure that end में उसको बलि का बकरा ना बना दे.
No, but even in his first 11 games, I mean, a return of 250s and a century as well, that's pretty good.
I know, Avnish, but you understand, right? I mean, the kind of names who are sitting out to slot him in. If he fails in 3 consecutive matches,
that is beautiful. And we could have caught that if he went for the game, because we normally get tickets over there in the mid-wicket stand. But look, well done, Yashasvi Jaiswal. That's great.
Is Akshay there? I think Akshay is there, right? Maybe.
Akshay's gone for the game. What a Sunday he's having, or a weekend. I think he went for Animal, and then he went to watch, he's going to watch India-Australia. I mean, lots of people say Animal would be better than the India-Australia game, but I don't know.
I saw the Sam Bahadur yesterday. It was pretty good.
Same.
You did?
Same feeling, bro. Cheers.
And that's Vicky Kaushal?
Yeah. Amazing performance.
Top notch.
Nice. It's true story as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, true in parts. Detailing, तो obviously everyone takes their that क्या बोलते हैं उसको, liberty. Artistic liberty. But yeah, I mean, his performance is
very good. It stays with you. It stays with you for a long time.
Performance indeed. By the way, Aaron Hardie is a name which, of course, we all wanted to see as Indian fans in this T20 series. We're seeing him come to the fore with the ball right now. But so, I mean, he should really take this opportunity tonight to audition himself, right? Like all the other big boys Australia are doing. Because ultimately, he was also the BBL top run getter. So we've not seen his batting exploits come to the fore as well.
I still remember the surprise on everyone's face here when he, after finishing his over in one of those games, straight away he came on to bat and you were like, oh, abhi to usne over bhi dala tha. So that just tells you about us. I mean, we are not used to people doing this dual role. Ekdam se you were bowling the 19th over as well and coming out to bat so early. So that just tells a lot about.
इरफान की याद आ गई, इरफान की याद आ गई.
Yeah, I mean, it tells a lot about us, and then it also tells a lot about other cricket nations who have these all-round players. But I think the fact that he's a pace bowling all-rounder, I feel that he has a very good chance ahead of other marquee names in the auction. Because I mean, this is the role which you don't find in the Indian market. So predominantly, when you're looking at overseas players, you would want those players who you can't fill as an Indian player. So that's why I feel maybe he has a better chance than even Travis Head, to be honest.
Really? That's a left field shot. But
Yeah.
does he remind you of Stoinis? I mean, is he better than him? Does he give
He
you the best?
actually, his looks wise, he reminds me of Ricky Martin, young Ricky Martin, with that hair color, सामने से. But हाँ, बाकी तो फिर पता नहीं. I think I'll defer to Nikhil.
Knicks, I mean,
नहीं
you've seen
नहीं,
him in the PL, or where else
yeah,
have you seen?
no, I've seen him a lot at Perth, and I think he's, again, you could maybe relate it to people in bits and pieces here and there. In terms of some of his cut shots are very, you feel like, oh, feels like Adam Vogues or feels like Michael Klinger. Again, Perth legacy there, but I think he's one of he's one of the better people in terms of starting, which is great option as well. Because if you want to fit Green there, you suddenly see there are quite a few.
Short.
Okay, yeah, short, but okay, chalo. There are quite a few options then for Australia also to try out. Okay, agar Green ke baad, if you want somebody at the top of the order, Hardy can be that guy, and you don't have to bowl him all four, but you can use him very well. And again, he's technically also very sound, so wouldn't cause a lot of damage. But yeah, jitna khelega utna he'll get tested in conditions that are tricky to start. So you will be able to play pace well. In terms of nip है तो भी he'll find a way. पर अगर spin हो रहा है शुरू से, so that's a place where I want to see how he goes. But more potential तो है definitely.
Absolutely. 24 years old. And again, yet another
Yeah.
part of that Western Australia crew just producing another all round talent. Mitch Marsh come from there as well. So no prize for guessing where the big boy comes from. Lots of you guys just joining us right now. Please like this particular watch along because I know so many of you guys already joined in. More than happy to address your questions. And that was a little bit of the bat, guys.
No, pad.
Pad.
But
Right. So hopefully
saved by Wade.
Yeah, hopefully, like Som said earlier, Jaiswal gets some runs and he kind of stays there more than just the power play because I know what he kind of is doing, trying to send a message out there because even the guys in the comments are asking us already, who do you guys see as the opener for the T20 World Cup? If he plays more shots of that, he's going for the World Cup, man. He's going.
He has to go for the World Cup, no matter whichever name is there outside. They have to wait. Bottom line.
Yeah, it's so you agree, right? And if he was a right-hander, would you still have him in your thoughts?
If he's batting the same, then it doesn't matter. See, as an opener, it doesn't matter. What comes after it. You'll then structure an 11 in a different manner. Then your number 3 has to be a lefty. That's
and he bowls leg spin, right? So is he like a Devol Brevis kind of thing? Oh, shot! Oh my God, there's more.
I think he's he spotted a slow one, and the outfield is damp.
Yeah. No, does he bowl leg spin as good as Devol Brevis or what?
He bowls leg spin, but then अपने India में ऐसा होता क्या है? I mean, now he's batting, so he won't be bowling, na. You can only do one thing. You can't do both.
Impact player hai, bhai. Why do you want him to bowl?
Yeah,
Impact player will take care of it.
I love Fayaz's sarcasms in the comment. A bit too pace surface, it seems.
I mean, if you saw Matthew Hayden in the pitch report, I don't know why they do it. Oh, no! Please drop it. Please drop it. Please drop it.
No. कोई drop नहीं
करेगा भाई.
इतना straightforward तो कोई नहीं.
Tires like that, they just take it so effortlessly. It's insane.
Yeah, and it is two-paced. I don't know. Maybe I missed that sarcasm.
I feel sarcasm. Maybe it's not. Fayaz, you can.
Even the Gaikwad hit felt forced than clean. And here also it did stop a bit on Jaiswal. Maybe better line also. But
I think he's gotten out to this length twice in a row now.
Yeah.
So maybe just need to figure out some other alternate.
But do you think it's still too early to read into those stats literally because the boys are showing intent?
I mean, at some point of time it will see the batters who are playing at this level. They're bound to be khadus. They're bound to remember which bowler dismissed them in what manner. So he would know it. I mean, and See, the point is what has happened with Iyer, which I totally agree that there is an issue there. Maybe he disagrees, but I mean, it's up to him. It should not happen often. Otherwise, such
Mm,
narratives start developing around players, right? That you are getting out to back of
mm,
length balls into your body while trying to pull.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Meanwhile, 33 for 1, 4 overs gone. So that means Jaiswal 21 today and 138 runs in the series, 138 runs in the power play of the series. So he's
Mm.
literally had something to remember. And we'll take comments. Apologies. Keep reminding me, of course. 100%. And Vikas Shukla, who's been working hard for us, doesn't stop because even in the comments, he's asking us questions, boys. How do you rate Jaiswal's series in a 10? Quickly then. I would give him a flat 8. If he'd maybe converted a few scores, but then again, that's me being greedy because the impact is what I'm judging him on.
Yeah, same 8 here.
Yeah, difficult to disagree. Yeah.
Yeah, 8 is it? Ooh, and Jaiswal
Because
gets to get.
it's a tough job. It's a tough job.
Yeah.
It is a tough
And
job.
thankless also at times,
Yeah,
but ठीक.
yeah. And actually,
And
so universally, it might not feel tough, but you have to
Yeah.
understand your resources and your talent pool.
Yeah.
From
Correct.
from an India lens where everyone is sort of eyeing towards playing deep, batting deep, getting 50s, getting
Mm,
hundreds, it becomes a tough job. Universally, of
correct.
course, you will find many more examples of Jaiswals in T20
Mm,
internationals than Gaikwads. But from an India lens, it's a tougher job.
indeed, it
so
is.
it's okay.
33 for 1, 4.2 sink his streams in, like I keep saying. And of course, we welcome the stats man invisibly with all his little stat yarn over there. As you can see, it goes on to say in this one, in the series, Jaiswal is struck at 285.7 against Pacers. That's just 21 balls, that is. When they bowl in a back of a length with one dismissal, he's at 11 boundaries from this length, six fours and 5 sixes, which is something to just consider. Now, Shreyas Iyer has walked out of bat, guys. And Path, good to see you as well in the comments. Keep the questions coming through. It's a wicket.
Oh,
Hey, that
I was just going to ask you about Shreyas Iyer, but we'll talk about Gaikwad right now before we move on to Shreyas Iyer. And it's again an innocuous dismissal, Somesh.
it's not. Now it is still holding up.
I mean, in the sense, like, the fact that he played it and it was kind of uppish, I thought it was in the slot, but yeah, go on, Nix.
no, the slower ones are working from the get go.
Yeah. Like in the power play for them to have even slight hold. When Wade said it at the toss, okay, he feels the pitch is a bit tacky and it'll again there shouldn't be due because of the wind and all of that. But again, that's only a guess. So let's see.
Was there
Two
a height
very
difference in Ben
No,
Doashis and Jason Behrendorff in terms of angles? Maybe if he was taller, he would have just got that extra bounce, and that's why Gaikwad.
maybe these fine lines are always there. Maybe if
yeah,
Gaikwad would have played it a little later, he would have been able to get that elevation. So वो तो
yeah.
होता ही है. But I mean, early signs, 2 games, this partnership has not clicked. I won't put my money on this partnership clicking ever because it will require one of the batters to bat uncharacteristically. Because you would know the batter at the other end would naturally not unleash himself. तो कोई ना कोई दोनों को ही लगेगा कि I have to be the aggressor here, unless and until it is very clear, which it won't be clear in these 2 cases, because it's not a job that they have done throughout their lives.
Yeah.
But
Now
I actually feel they complement each other. But ठीक है.
Yeah, but maybe if they were opening, right, but not one down when power play is over. And the
So
point
you're
is,
talking about Gaikwad and Jaiswal, right?
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
Iyer or
no,
Gaikwad.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about Iyer and Gaikwad batting together.
आइकन Gaikwad तो
मैं
वैसे भी कभी होने नहीं वाला है. वो तो है.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि
हाँ,
मैं इसी पेयर की बात कर रहा था. I was not talking
हाँ,
about Jaiswal
correct,
and
correct.
Gaikwad
अच्छा,
is pretty
okay.
decent. I'm
Yeah.
talking about Gaikwad and Shreyas Iyer batting together. I don't see that partnership working in the
हाँ,
longer run
yes.
through a bigger sample size.
Yes, completely agree.
yeah, it's good that you clarified because even I was thinking in the lines of
Yeah.
Knicks
नहीं,
because I
नहीं,
was
okay,
like,
yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe I
fair
thought
enough.
because Jaiswal and Gaikwad is obvious. I don't need to talk about it.
No, true. But Jaiswal does feature in the white ball squads of India in that South Africa series, right?
Hey, again.
In the,
Oh my God,
What a
bro.
damn nearly run out.
close to 2 ducks in a row.
But another instance of the ball just maybe just not easy to hit through the line. Let's not make it कि grip हो रहा है, but not easy to hit through the line अभी के लिए.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
But that
Again,
would have been a
And
crazy catch had it stuck.
the wicket
it would.
must be damp too as well, right? I mean, it has been
Yeah,
raining all
exactly.
day.
Yeah.
Like Fayaz says
Not
as well.
raining, but yeah,
Ooh,
drizzling.
drizzling.
That's like nearly plucking it out of the sky. Amazing
Yeah.
effort there. And Sky pinches a single. But more importantly, India's still 2 down. And still 7 balls remain in this power play. Shreyas Iyer, of course, didn't play the first 3, came back for the 4th, got 7 of 8, and now he's playing today. Guys, what is it with Shreyas then? Because if he goes on to score, say, I don't know, 80 today of 50 balls, how does that help India's cause? It wouldn't. Sorry, Shreyas, you're great in ODIs. You potentially have a test career, but in T20s, I hope you fail today.
I mean,
Just
wish,
being honest. Otherwise, it's too
yeah,
much of a problem
yeah,
again.
wish I can be this blunt because it's very harsh to
Because,
not.
think about Shreyas Iyer. He's got the tag of being a spin basher, right? Even for that number 4 spot, he took it beautifully and he did really well in the World Cup. But again, is it a case of mixing formats? And someone like Shreyas Iyer, do you see potential in him in the T20 scheme of things? Let's be honest.
Yeah, if he's opening.
Okay. But he's never done that.
Not that he should be the first choice, but I'm saying he can succeed if he opens.
But has he ever done that? Is there evidence of that?
No. I
He
don't
started
think
as
he
a,
will. Yeah.
I
I
feel
think 2014. Yeah.
first
2014,
starting में he did
first-
came in.
yeah.
पहला
That was
पहला season.
basically every time there was a youngster, they thought that
Yeah,
better give
open
him
करो.
the power play. But I
Yeah.
don't see him doing it because
Yeah.
he himself likes to play the slower bowlers more than the pacers. But I think just see, the point is, I feel he should open is because he's an anchor, and I think if anchors are to survive this format, they need to open.
Okay. Do you see him as a potential Virat Kohli replacement in the T20 scheme of things? One down, maybe? Not at all?
No.
So
I
what
think
are the pros? What are the pros and cons of Shreyas Iyer, the T20 cricketer? What does he bring to the table? What are his pitfalls?
see the one thing that I think the management also wants to see probably as a last throw of dice is, can he be the spin basher that you want? And which is why he's batting at that spot. I feel it's high. I think Surya should be there at 3. I don't think Shreyas Iyer का कभी भी entry point will be the power play. I don't think it should be. Agar there are other resources or if he's not opening as in this game. So I think his best position is to bat between 8 overs, between overs number 8 to 15. जहाँ पे है you आओ मारो. That's all that I'm expecting of him. If he's not doing that, then I don't think there is place for him. And if you have somebody like a Tilak or a Rinku who is starting to look good, I would rather invest in them because Shreyas has got 50 plus games now. I think it is 51st game शायद. So I think that's enough time. But in India we are always satisfying. अरे पिछली बार आपको मौका नहीं मिला था तो आप 2 और ले लो. So that never stops in India. So you can't do much.
So he made his T20 international debut quite a while ago, like Nick points out, and the numbers are not that bad. Averaging 30, striking row 135. I mean, essentially, why does he get the slander that he gets?
See, it's not about him; it's about the role. There are far too many players who can do his job. So why him is the question. Because I think there are others in the Indian scheme of things who can do the job that he can do much better, and who have done it for their franchises as well time and time again. So that is the real question. And I think right now what past tournaments have taught us that it's not because of a role what Shreyas Iyer has been doing is the reason that India don't really have crossed the line. It's the role that Rinku and Jitesh and Jaiswal are doing, which we have not been able to replicate. Which no, we've not able to. The players have not been able to do at the global tournaments is the reason that India don't have trophies. So this is the big reason. See, in T20s you cannot have batting positions. You need to have entry points. And if you feel Shreyas Iyer is a spin basher, then you have to sort of ask him to bat when spinners are bowling and not in the 4th over. Then you're not sending the right message.
So basically, he has to be more flexible in terms of whichever team he bats for. I mean, KKR fans might be joining us right now and thinking, "Oh my God, Shreyas Iyer is a captain." Let's see how
completely different. That's completely different. He works for KKR.
Oh, sure.
Good shot.
But maybe 2. Yeah, the dampness.
For KKR, it works because look at the other players that surround him. So, and there are not. There are other anchors. Maybe Nitish Rana can be counted as an anchor, but Nitish Rana is a slightly aggressive anchor and not your traditional anchor. So I think for KKR, Shreyas Iyer works all day long.
Okay. Let us know in the comments as well, guys. All you lovely people listening, what do you guys think about Shreyas Iyer in T20 internationals? That's kind of a hot topic right now with him taking Tilak Varma's position, who we felt is a certain lock-in for that T20 World Cup. So tell us and let us know if you guys really get the impression of Shreyas Iyer. A few comments already coming in, which we appreciate. Rajat Patidar is better than Shreyas at this situation, saying Amit Korai. Nix politely agrees. Vikas also having his say, saying Shreyas is not like a new gen cricketer like Jaiswal and all. If one has to play, Iyer might as well play. Might as well play Rohit and Virat is what he's getting into. And comes back to just finish this point then, Nix. If someone's trying to sell Shreyas Iyer, the T20 batter, is there any USP? Any different thing that he brings over a Gill, over a KL, over a Virat potentially?
Over KL, no. Without the disagreement with some later. Maiden nahi khelega wo, that I agree with. But in terms of skill against KL, no. Gill, no. See, the thing with this is it's very very peculiar because when they take off, they look great. But my problem with Indian cricket is there are too many people who bat best in the top three.
Yeah.
Your problem has been your 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you have people who are doing well at that spot, I don't want others to then be batting at there. Oh, that's also miss hit.
Oh, he's gone
That's a
over
miss hit.
mid on.
That's
For
also
a
miss
second,
hit. I mean, yeah,
for a second, I
yeah,
thought there was long on there after the power plays. But
yeah.
yeah, go on next.
Because my point is, for you to try Shreyas at 3, you are compromising on a spot at 4, which should have been of Tilak. That is something that I don't like at all. Okay, you continue to just mess around people taking ke bhai 4, 5 is granted. Hai. It's not. I mean, so just said ke the reason for you not crossing the line is because you don't have that dynamic options at 4, 5, 6. तो वो अगर तुम करोगे नहीं तो सीखोगे कब? So
Oh, it's
see,
raining.
oh, I think it's raining. Yeah. So in terms of sell, as Som said, for KKR it works because they have your surround system, support system also matters. Okay, if you have a plethora of options who are always going to be high on intent and they'll not care about the losing their wickets, so there he's fine. He can hold an end up. But for India, you already feel there are two people who can do that role, even in this existing setup. So fear then do you need more of them? And if you don't, as Som said, your entry point has to be such that he comes in only when spin is coming. You have to be that flexible enough के जिसका strength जब है उसको आप तब भेजो.
Yeah, so it comes down to entry points and some good points that you guys have made there. Lots of people having their thoughts about it and keep them questions coming through. I know the weather is a little sus right now in Bangalore. As you can see over there, it could just really break down. It could be a passing shower. We know how weather kind of subsides in this part of the world. But look, essentially, Shreyas Iyer, let's see how it
So
goes because he's also going to be
just
picked for the T20s and ODI series in South Africa.
yeah. So just on this, I want to pick Somesh's mind. के again, this is how I saw the T20 lineup potentially. आगे कि you have two openers right up top. You potentially have Sky as a lock at 3. Do you play Hardik at 4? Again, not in terms of exact fixed positions, but I feel Hardik entry point is best if he's batting just after the power play and getting it by the 8th, 9th over. I don't think it should be later than that, is what I feel about it.
So
Because then you can have
while
Rinku and others.
while we were discussing Shreyas Iyer and the opportunity cost of not giving game time to Tilak, I feel I'm okay with it as long as it's understood that when Hardik comes in, it's going to be at the cost of Shreyas Iyer and not Rinku or Jitesh. That's
Ogon!
gone.
Ogon at backward point. He holds on this time, and it is, of course, a stunning grab. Sky has to go back, and back-to-back failures for Sky. How often do we say that in T20 internationals? And I think he was trying to still go for it with the weather playing hide and seek around 46 for 3 India. If you guys are just joining us, all you 91 people watching right now, like this particular video, and we will entertain any questions. This is your sport on a Sunday evening, indeed. Go on, Somesh, you were making a point.
Yeah, so the point being that as long as it's pretty clear that when Hardik comes in, it's at the cost of Shreyas Iyer and not Rinku and Jitesh, I'm fine with it. And then you'll have to decide where Hardik can bat. See, what I feel is at times Hardik has faced a lot of criticism by the way he's batted for Gujarat. But then again, the way he batted for Gujarat, it worked for them because they were a bowling heavy team with good hitters below him. But I think from what I've seen, Hardik the batter, I think he has the potential to play both roles. Like that, let's say if your anchor is dismissed early and you need someone to anchor, Hardik can do that. And if let's say he has a Gaikwad or a Gill playing at the other end, Hardik has the potential to take down. He might not work because no hitter can always work. But this is where I like Hardik over Shreyas Iyer as the batter. that he has both those games, because he has been a finisher all his life. So that is where I feel Hardik at 4 with Sky at 3 is a much better way of structuring your batting. And then you have Rinku and Jitesh at 5, 6, and a few other bits and pieces players to follow, so that you have plenty of batting depth, good attacking finishers.
You mentioned Tilak there.
No,
No. 4 पे ये है तो 6
unfortunately,
पे
quick
रिंको
turn is
जितेश ना. You don't have the place for him. And again,
So,
it's very
will that
petty and
actually come?
funny.
So it'll
but
come
his
down
time,
to that
his
number
time
5
will
between
come.
Rinku and Tilak.
See, he's 20 years old. His time will
He'll
come.
get his हाँ वो तो है.
At least the 24 years old उनको मौका तो मिलने दो.
And you
But
see, he was very smart in getting the bits and pieces out also at 7 and 8. I don't know whether he meant it or not, but yeah.
No, but I mean,
yeah, man.
you'll need 2 bits and pieces players at 7 and 8. To be
No,
honest,
because if it goes by what Som's saying, then it just makes you think that number 5 slot will be basically between two left-handers, Rinku and Tilak.
it won't be. Tilak is not a number 5 player. They've tried to force him there.
So you're saying Tilak's better off at 4, but because Hardik's going to be captain in the all-rounder, you got to play him.
Not just
Yeah.
that, even if Hardik is not playing, he's a lock. I mean, whether you like it or not. See, the point is, Hardik is a very polarizing figure. Those who don't like him, they don't like him. Those who like him, they like him a lot. But at the end of the day, he is one of a kind. There is no other cricketer who comes close to him. The things that he bring onto the table. So unless and until you're allowed a super sub or an impact player at the international level, Hardik will be the number 1 or the number 2 name on the sheet after Bumrah in any India lineup.
Yeah, and we spoke about it in the MNL as well, Nix. In the grander scheme of things, that move back to Mumbai Indians kind of helps him well in terms of the Indian captaincy looming before the World Cup. I know it's not official and stuff, but let's see how that story progresses. AB Sam, good to see you. Lots of you guys, of course, in the comments. I'll just adhere to your comments right now because I know we've been parking it for a while, looking at the game going on and chatting about Shreyas Iyer and all those kind of things right now. AB, you go on to say Jaiswal and Gill complement each other much better. Gill's strike rate in the first 10 balls has improved a lot in the last lots. Yeah, you got that right. Manikanta S saying 7 Akshar, 8 Chahar is good, but Chahar has to stay fit, man. That's the problem. And we have no problem with 7 Akshar being there. Maybe Sundar as well is an option.
Yeah. 7 Sundar, 8 Jadeja. If Akshar is not there, which he is.
I mean, I would want Jadeja, but you guys would slander me if I say his name. So let's see how that goes. Gigi saying Iyer hugging again. And I know you're not talking about that hugging, you're talking about the other hugging, which is fair. And we'll take all sort of comments. Look, this is your one space in one cricket destination where you can actually be heard. And that's the best thing about Watchalong. So all you guys watching, you guys be like, yeah, you guys do Watchalongs, TK, all of that. But the beauty of it is that we literally make everyone's comment feel good, whether it's good or bad.
Even if you guys want to come onto the video to chat with us, we are okay to entertain that as well.
More than happy. And we'll take, of course, some left field comments like this. We spoke about Pakistan's, I think, state of affairs last time with Gurkirat and Somesh. Guys, all this is fine. When it's PCP, I mean, I don't think they can afford a Netflix documentary. But that's me being a little harsh. But let's see how that goes. And Vikas, I think, was supposed to go to the stadium, but he's going on to say India Netherlands had more buzz in this game in Bangalore. Still.
Of course, that was a World Cup game. And this is a dead rubber that even India don't care about, which is evident by the way they selected the 11. And it's sorry, just to go back to the point about why Surya got out and the way he got out. This is one of the perils of trying to get to that par score wala conversation. Okay, you want to keep going, but when you lose 3, you have to shut shop. And this is where Shreyas whoever wants to sell Shreyas will be able to sell him. Okay, देखो ऐसा situation हुआ ना. So he is somebody who can then be there for the next 4 or 5 hours, get himself in. Spin ko will still try and hit, along with Rinku, who is naturally a guy who likes to accelerate while he stays there. So this is the one use case scenario where you would say, okay, Shreyas ka value increases a bit more. But again, as Home said, we already have a lot of people who can do that role. So
and Hardik can do this role.
Exactly. So just taking के वो use case भी तुम्हारा covered है for India with Hardik. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि you will miss out on something like that just basis of the player in question.
Speaking out of missed out on, he missed out on a ranked longer up there in that last over of Tanvi Sangha that could have probably been dispatched if it was peak, Shreyas Iyer, but let's see. He still needs to find his
So
form.
I have a question for Nikhil. I mean, I'm pretty sure that out of the three of us, he would have seen the CPL, or at least would have known about the CPL the most. How were the pitches this time around? Were they as shady as they were in the past 2 seasons?
Shady is the right word.
I don't
अभी
think
क्या
you
बोले
can.
यार, मतलब 100 playing 100 in a T20 tournament throughout is shady बोलेंगे, उसको क्या बोलेंगे फिर?
Yeah, I think the my only hope there in that aspect for the World T20 is actually ICC taking care of wickets. Again, I've been very specific in my wordings there. So as long as ICC is making wickets there, I think they should be in the range of 140s, 150s. Should not be 100, 120 वाले decks. तो आई एम होपिंग कि आपका जो एवरेज स्कोर है वो 150 के ऊपर होगा. जो एवरेज अपन बोलते हैं कि 160 गेम इज अ गुड गेम टू वॉच विद सम हेल्प फॉर यू नो both kind of people, because you've seen help for pacers as well in some of the grounds जहाँ पे bounce बढ़िया है, and in some places it's just very dry and sometimes turn square. So I think that will be a good mix to see, but I don't expect them to be very extreme is what my hope is. कि a given ICC tournament है तो you will have a mixture of flat decks, maybe in the US if possible, and थोड़े बहुत slight turn वाले decks in the Caribbean, 140 150 वाले decks.
I just heard, of course, one of the venues, which is, of course, Dominica, I think they pulled out of being a venue, one of the 7 venues.
Yeah.
So let's see if that gets replaced
वो
or not.
वो धीरे-धीरे सारा टूर्नामेंट यूएस में शिफ्ट हो जाएगा भाई.
It's a good point, and 100%. Random questions,
as long as पूरा का पूरा टूर्नामेंट अहमदाबाद शिफ्ट नहीं हो रहा है, I'm cool. Yes.
Yeah, I fully get that. Yeah,
नहीं
100%.
I mean I मतलब मैं उसमें यूएई भी बोलूंगा
Oh,
भाई, UAE नहीं चाहिए.
short.
देखो
I don't
यूएई
know.
तो मेरे को लग रहा है यूएई तो
I don't
आईपीएल
want to
जा
see
रहा
a
है, is what
toss
I
World
feel.
Cup. Sorry.
हाँ, but I feel UAE might get the IPL any which ways. So let's see if that happens.
I think since even the last time in the general elections they did not move the IPL. I don't see them doing it this time.
No, potentially not possible. मतलब may not happen, but yeah.
That
That is the
timing-
venue that they like.
I think 2014 was the only time they did it. 2019
Yeah.
they didn't, so no reason for them to do it this
But
time.
even then, I think South Africa and Dubai are the only options for them because of the timing.
The point is,
And they
I don't like any international tournament in UAE because it's a toss tournament. कितना भी
True.
बोल लो.
And obviously, they have like that feud with the ECB. So I honestly don't think that's going to happen there in the UK as well. India's top 7 against left-arm paces series. Overs 19, just 124 runs and 9 wickets. There's another stat more available in the written analysis live blog, which is happening right now on the cricket.com website. Go check that out. India 54 for 3, 8.4. And they've got stuck after losing 3 wickets. The last one being Sky. And lots of random questions coming through, which will entertain, of course. What are the chances of Prithvi Shaw to make a comeback? Very bleak. Very, very bleak. And that's with Sai Baba watching. So I don't know. God bless his case. Sachin, good to see you. Will Sir Kohli play the World Cup 24? We've tired of answering this question. We've answered it all series. You can take a look at Somesh's expression, like absolutely in dismay, because we've spoken about it in the first watch along, second, third, fourth, and here we are in the 5th as well. But yeah, I mean, essentially, we're not going to talk about it. Go check it out. We've also spoken about it in terms of the breaking news video that we did when the South Africa squads were announced. So all of us have had our say on it. Let us know in the comments, and I won't entertain more questions about Rohit and Kohli because we love them, respect them, but they just can't keep hogging the limelight, at least not in the watch-alongs.
Oh, I see the devil advocate says rest his case.
Yeah,
because for me, even I'm tired, man. Even if I keep backing him, people will be like Pagal ho gaya and all that. So
I was about to, ahead of this watch along, I was about to ping in this group that if this conversation comes in, we'll just drop off, take a 60-second break, and then come back.
So please ask us about everything else in cricket life and everything in between, but not Virat, not Rohit. Because if you want
if the series is dead, we can talk about movies, we can talk about music, we can talk about food.
everything.
Everything except senior cricketers.
Yeah, 100%. You know what? I'll tell people to have a chat in the comments. It's another wicket, and it's Rinku more than anyone else. Tanveer Sangha getting a wicket and a huge one.
What a chance for Jitesh to just rest his case.
And then bat drop in the
Bat drop.
Chinnaswamy. That'll be crazy.
And
But
then get
55
dropped for
oh,
and then get dropped for Kishan.
and then get dropped for Kishan. Oh my word.
Eventually
By
वही
the
होता
way,
है.
Next, now the word pass score, the phrase pass score. What are we looking at?
No,
55 for
I hate saying this, but I'm just hoping that Jitesh gets some sort of milestone today because it matters. I mean, optically it matters. It shouldn't matter. It matters.
what kind of milestone?
At least a 50, if not 100. 100 हो गया तो फिर तो बहुत ही फिर तो मतलब would be pretty good.
Yeah, guys, if you
And
agree with
उसके
Somesh,
बाद
please
ड्रॉप
like.
होना तो उसके बाद ड्रॉप
Hmm.
होना तो it'll look even worse. But again, I don't think they care in that sense any which ways. But yeah, interesting discussion that par score because I felt apart from the Jaiswal hits that he had, everybody else has to force their way through. You've seen Gaikwad try to force his way through. Sky almost gave them 3 chances, got out on the fourth one. मतलब जो तीन थे वो तीनों चिपी थे. We felt scared कि भाई ये it'll find the fielder. And Rinku also now has tried to drag one which hasn't quite come on. So again, this is one of those perils where you'll have to now, but they are 55. You'll probably expect them to get say 30, 40 in the next six. Take it deep, Abhi. I don't think there is option for you to just keep going because if you lose Jitesh now, फिर it is Jai Mata Di. And I don't think it is the pitch is getting easier to bat on in terms of के नहीं तो usually you see के भाई पहले शोर के बाद it starts to get better. You are able to hit through the line. तो at this point of time 100 का target करो 15 ओवर में however you can and then you can have a last dash in the last five but you'll need people to get there. And again this was a great chance to try one of these all rounders but again we are very obsessed so can't do much. Oh, nice. Good, good, good. We need one for the day.
Oh my God. Salak Dev, good to see you as well. Is it bad if I say I want Iyer to not take India out of this collapse? Because I know if he does, he would stick with him as a middle order already. And then Jugal going on to say, I love Rinku, but his numbers against Ireland, Nepal, and this Aussie attack at this point. I mean, it's still early days, man. You can't really blame Rinku indeed.
I
A
mean,
pitch like this in the IPL
like
would be
भाई
a big issue
खेला
for
ही
someone
उनके
like
अगेंस्ट है
RCB.
तो नंबर्स वही आएंगे ना क्या कर सकते हैं.
For sure. And I like how everyone's seen this game with their own little sort of thoughts and ideas going around in their head. Anti Chinnaswamy surface. Absolutely. How many times have we seen a 55 for 4?
It's just the dampness. It's just the
It's just the
dampness
dump.
due to the rain. But
It
it's
is.
it's lasted too long actually. To be very, I'm very very surprised that it's lasted 45 minutes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Mohammad
but I
Arad.
mean, see, the point is ball is turning, so
Yeah.
turn has nothing
हाँ,
to do with dampness.
Correct. Tanvi
So
तो
that
Sanga
moisture
means,
is.
होगा तो, but moisture will help
नहीं,
the
but
ball
इतना
turn.
नहीं
ना?
मतलब then the wicket has to be थोड़ा
हाँ, it
slow तो
is dry
पहले से ही
also.
होगा.
हाँ,
Yeah.
exactly. It is dry also, but also the dampness is probably not helping them hit through the line at all. Totally.
Okay, so Jitesh is
Because the
out
other
there.
case that can be made is the ball will be wet in the outfield because the outfield also is damp, but still
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
turning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is crazy.
And let's see how Jitesh goes at it, man, because I think Sanga will just bowl back to back right now. Rinku tried to go for it, so did Sky, but both
Thought was
had
on.
perished.
Thought was on.
And the shot was on. Amit going on to say 150 pass score for this Oz team on this pitch. These BBL boys can't play spin, which
But
is a
how will
good
you
sort
get
of.
to 150
Yeah,
from this point
exactly.
of
I,
time?
I
It'll
I
take
will
some
take 150 from here.
I would
correct.
happily take 150 from here. But do you guys agree with one of the comments which just came through right now? The fact that Sahil Nagdev saying, is it bad if I say I want Iyer to not take India out of this collapse? I get where he's coming from.
See, I'll just say my bit. Maybe the selections have helped me detach completely, but I feel I'm not reading into it at all. I'll not read into anything that is done till the IPL because, as Som said, the selections have hardly made sense even for this series. अब साउथ अफ्रीका में क्या हो रहा है that is something that I'll see कि भाई what are they planning, who is playing, who is not playing. You'll probably have more clarity by then, or so you hope, because at
Sure.
this point of time, oh, good shot, Jitesh. Because at this point of time, you're only speculating what will be your top three. And I
Yeah.
don't think without knowing the top three, you can have any idea about who your 4, 5, 6 are going to be. And it'll be just be a baseless. मतलब we will not be able to say anything with surety. क्योंकि अगर आपका top 3 change हो गया, then maybe there is merit for 4, 5, 6 to be like this. So again, it depends on what they're looking at and how they look at players. Because Kishan को भी drop किया है. See, I think Kishan and Ishan, those are the two guys who they've tried to fit in everywhere.
Yeah,
Kishan
but
is with the test squad also.
Kishan and Ishan are the same guys.
सॉरी अय्यर बोलना था मेरे को किशन एंड श्रेयस अय्यर
Sorry.
क्योंकि दे आर ट्राइंग टू गेट देम एवरीवेयर मतलब श्रेयस तो चलो टेस्ट स्क्वाड में था भी, बट किशन भी गया अभी टेस्ट स्क्वाड में, तो मे बी दे रेट देम हाईली, बट अगर दोनों को खिलाना है तो जगह ही नहीं, यू विल हैव टू इवन ड्रॉप रिंकू। तो अभी के लिए कुछ मत सोचो, इवेंचुअली आना तो शमी अश्विन को ही है, तो रुक जाते हैं।
Yeah, I think IPL will change a lot of things.
या
Honestly.
एग्जैक्टली, सो इसी के लिए वेटिंग फॉर दैट।
That's why we'll just hold our thoughts about it because, like you guys said, that tournament is 20 days before the World Cup. Lots of people are saying their thoughts about the pitch, of course, whether this could be a good addition at Chinnaswamy. Home team can't win shit at Chinnaswamy. Come on, let's not slander the men in red. Oh, another one.
See, another.
Oh my word. And Mohammad Aran, we can probably do this in the Monday Night Live tomorrow, not today. We don't want to divert our affairs to the IPL so much so that we, of course, don't talk about the Watchalong, but definitely part of the MNL 100%. And we're going to get good old Sandeep Raju on the show. So, of course, watch that space tomorrow at 8 p.m. Meanwhile, we have a couple ones I want to throw to Somesh. One is Subhankar Saha saying why Ahmedabad's food is best over Kolkata and Lucknow.
Actually, that day when I sort of got I won't say carried away, because I agree with what I said, but Shubhankar, to your question, or Subhankar as I must read, I've not been to Lucknow ever. So
short, 1 second, sorry, short. Brilliant shot. Yeah, go on.
So once I obviously try the cuisines there, then I'll reassess. Kolkata also, I've just been there twice, but more of a in transit. So did not really got a chance to explore the food. So of all the places that I've been, actually, and he's pointed out the two cities that I've not been. You got normal ones, North India, Central India, Western India, South India covered. It's just these couple of cities on the eastern front which are not covered. So maybe when I'm there and I explore, maybe I'll be in a better position to judge.
Yeah, maybe you should go for some KKR LSG games and then watch the Eden Garden.
No, Lucknow definitely. Lucknow, to I'm pretty sure that it will have maybe even better food. But I mean, not to take anything away from Ahmedabad. I mean, the point is Ahmedabad wasn't expected.
Yeah.
We know that Lucknow has good food. We know that Kolkata has good food. A lot of vegetarians talk about food in Indore as well. But Ahmedabad, no one really talks about Ahmedabad food. And that was the surprising part. कि वो जब expect नहीं किया होता and you get performance, तो फिर you tend to rate it higher than what probably it actually is.
And I think that's the key point over there. We had zero expectations, and then every day we would just come across some great dish.
Yeah, I mean, random jo bhi khaya, veg, non-veg, everything stood out. So that's the reason. I mean, there was flavor, there was taste, and there was some thought put in preparation. And there were so many food options.
Yeah.
I mean, here, in Bangalore, you struggle for breakfast options beyond a point. But there, I mean, they were like, ye nahi to ye, ye nahi to ye. There's so many things to do.
It is so ironic that there was no short.
That's a top shot. Yeah.
I'm just saying it is so ironic that there was more thought into the food preparation than in the pitch preparation. But sorry.
Yeah, Ahmedabad definitely gave us a great bunch of memories, not just Som, but even the boys. I think the final episode of cricket.com on tour is out. It's available right now on YouTube, just to kind of talk to so many people, and sights and sounds and smells of a country, amazing. And of course, the food goes without saying. My Ahmedabad experience, I'll just give you a little story, World Cup story, as edges for 4, Iyer does. So 77 for 4, 11 overs gone. And then 150 could be there if these two hang around longer. Jitesh has also looked good for his 10. Speaking of Ahmedabad, I didn't know this, right? That Ahmedabad, generally, if you're walking in the streets, and I'm talking about the central business district of the city, so properly with the shops around and stuff, proper langurs just hovering around the city like langurs. We have monkeys here in Bangalore, which is all right, but langurs just chilling there near the bus stops. So Akshay and me, one day, which there was no match, I was guessing, we've gone for a run, and there was one monkey or langur in this story has literally kind of signaled to the rest 14 sitting there that these two guys are going for their run, and 14 of them are chasing us down in Ahmedabad in the streets, and I have literally not shat my pants more than that in my life. I've run off into some Lux Cozy AC shop, and I was just chilling there for 2 hours, and I was just like, I'm not taking a chance with langurs for sure. But yeah, Ahmedabad, apart from that, great city.
Yeah, just to set the record straight, if I have to count in every place जहाँ पर expectations भी थे कि food would be good, I would still rate Amritsar as number 1 and not Ahmedabad. Sorry.
Oh yes, bro, I'm a proper non-vegetarian, but there are two cuisines in the Indian cultural landscape, if you want to put it that way. Amritsari food and Andhra food, both willing to turn non-vegetarian for them, 100%, for sure. Like even coming back to that whole Amritsar
Oh,
thing.
shot.
Oh, he's
Shot.
opened the hand there. Oh,
Oh,
he's
drop.
trying to do it for
Thank
six.
God.
Oh my God, who was the culprit there in the deep? I think it was
Barendorf.
Berendorf.
Barendorf, yeah.
And if he couldn't
But
have
a good
got there,
shot.
no one could have, because he's 6'7" something. But yeah, I mean, Ahmedabad, literally agree with Soman, Amritsar as well. So let us know thoughts below in terms of the comments. What do you guys think about the food and all of that? Damn nice shot. Yeah, absolutely agree with you 100%. Since we're rightfully done talking about Kohli Rohit, will you be doing a live watch along for GTA 6 trailer reveal? Man, I haven't played GTA for a while. Like San Andreas, I think was the last time, but lots of people recommended me to get the game. More than happy to play Cricket 24 for you guys at some point in time, Sachin. So watch out for that space. And lots of people saying shit about the pitch. This pitch probably needs a dash of Benny to make the ball come on better to the bat, which is of course butter in
Bene is
Canada.
butter. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Why is Travis torturing his head by staying back for the series? Saying Ahmed inside out shot. I think he'll get two. Bang,
It
bang.
is so.
Go
Oh,
on.
that's very bad. It
Come
is
back.
just said the Akshar Patel quote where he said, "I was injured for 10 days, and then I started to practice, and then I felt better." And you have Travis said, who was held back. All of us wondering whether Australia are doing it right or wrong by carrying a injured player with them. And one side stuck to it, the other didn't. It's
Yeah,
just how
indeed.
things work.
Sachin saying, where's Umran Malik? Don't know where, man. Honestly, he's not in the scheme of things. Let's see how it goes for him as well.
Is he playing the Vijay Hazare?
He should be playing the Vijay Hazare, but
I didn't see
definitely
him.
not seen
Check
him in
it.
an Indian shirt in a while. By the way, how much do you appreciate the intent of Jitesh so far? I know he's got most of his runs against Tanvi Sangha, but still, in this precarious position, 12 ball, 19, bloody goal, dude.
Yeah, I
Or
think
is
the
that
good thing
because
has
he doesn't
been
have a reputation, nothing to lose? TK, I can go for it.
no. I think he's picked the right areas is what I felt. On the sweep also, on the I mean when he tried to cut also, the ball was there and he just played the best percentage shot possible for that. I think jitne bhi wickets gaye, you see all of them have been kind of a forced shot, so to say. Jaiswal was a forced shot. Gaikwad was a forced shot. Sky was a forced shot. तो यू काइंड ऑफ फील कि दे आर जस्ट प्रॉब्ली दिस अगेन शेयसर का एक मिस था जो जस्ट इवेडेड द फील्डर सो मे बी नाउ दैट देव डिसाइडेड के लेट्स नॉट गो अक्रॉस द लाइन मे बी एंड जस्ट प्ले द बेस्ट पॉसिबल लेस परसेंट रिस्क परसेंटेज शॉट तो माइट वर्क आउट बेटर अब तक तो चला है लेट्स सी
Okay, Vasan,
No,
you're right.
the other thing that I really like about Jitesh is when he hits spin, he puts power behind his shots. I mean, he uses his full body, which is unlike what Indian cricketers usually do. They rely more on timing, which, I mean, the way he's using power, it sort of sets him apart because the point is, timing can fail you at times. But if you have that power game, even on dead wickets, you can make it count.
Yeah, yeah.
And my mind just goes back to a couple of sixes that Shoaib Malik hit to Rashid Khan in 2021 World Cup. And I still remember those two shots. I mean, he gave it his all. I mean, proper. It's like कि पूरी जान जितनी है सब लगा दो. Because that's, I mean, अगर miss time भी हुआ तो it'll clear. And that is what I like when Jitesh hits the ball. He's just giving
अगेन
it
इट
everything.
इज वन ऑफ दोस ट्रेडिशनल वे ऑफ स्मैशिंग स्पिन
Yeah,
के यू जस्ट गो डाउन द लाइन एंड यू गो एकदम जय माता दी यू आर नॉट
yeah,
लिविंग
yeah,
एनीथिंग बिहाइंड यू के पूरा
yeah.
बैट स्विंग फुल स्विंग के आउट भी हुए तो भी बाउंड्री पे एज पे होंगे
And actually, so it doesn't work for everyone. Whenever Virat
हाँ
Kohli tries to do it, it doesn't work for him. Whenever he's trying to time the ball, he plays better. So,
yeah.
but so it's
So
so
again just
that's
sticking
what,
to the strength yeah
yeah.
Throwing the
and
kitchen
actually
sink.
also on the point of the power you see not many Indian batters actually cut KL Rahul cuts and Jitesh
Hmm.
Sharma I don't recall anybody else cutting yeah, Virat slaps so does Rohit Rohit still cuts maybe it paces more but spin ko if you see that it's a very crucial shot to just to have more options under your belt so that also I think helps his case sort of bit
Yeah, Ellis is into the attack right now, by boys, because he's coming for Chris Green in this game. Remember, keep your comments coming
yeah.
through, of course. Dravid blame the pitch. How convenient, saying Vasan Narayan. Don't want to go down that route. Honestly, don't want to go down that route. Even Giants like saying, why would Dravid ask this pitch when they won in every surface against every team convincingly? This pitch was ordered by someone. He's talking about the Ahmedabad World Cup pitch. Jagmeet, what did we try in Amritsar? We tried charming chicken. So much, of course, wedding
Yeah.
food was top.
I mean,
And
I've been to Bira. Bira mein to that keema naan with their green chutney is one of the best things I've ever ate. I've not been to Makhan.
Makhan's a good place. Sambuddha going to say, come to Kolkata. All of you will love it. Can vouch for it. Try it. Fish fry.
Oh, sorry.
Machar
Okay.
paturi, which is fish wrapped in a mustard and banana leaf. That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Now we know who to hit up when we are in Kolkata.
For
Yeah,
sure. And
Nitish. Yeah, Nitish cuts. But then they are not. I'm saying the part of the people who have been you've seen play a lot, and
Yeah.
isme to there are many more who cut actually.
that is
Rinku
true.
cuts so well. Rinku plays a reverse sweep. Which other Indian batter have you seen playing a reverse sweep?
And reverse sweep
I
area.
can't recall. Aerial. Well, even attempting it is
Yeah.
a good thing for me. Abhi though.
So, guys, is it safe to say we have just about 60 T20 internationals before the World Cup, maybe the 2 warm-up games or whatever? Because even if you think about the next series, Sal going on to say what will be the top 3 for India in that South Africa one? Because 5 T20 international done here against Australia. We've not learned anything out of it. In the T20 squad as batters, we have Jaiswal, Gill, Gaikwad, Tilak, Surya, Rinku, Iyer. How are we going to put them into the 5? What is your batting order for South Africa? Both of you.
Oh,
Pretty much
I'm
the
just-
batting order today.
But Gill
So,
might come in
Gill?
for Gaikwad.
Gill and Tilak.
Yeah, preferably Tilak for Iyer and Gill for Gaikwad. See, the Gill
Okay.
for Gaikwad, I mean, for me, either or works. But the point is, based on reputation and who is ahead in the pecking order, Gill will replace Gaikwad.
But that's what
No.
I felt. Yeah.
Are you sure? Because, like, even if we look at Gaikwad and what he's done, like, do you think? Because even AB Sam went on to make this point. Hey, guys, would you rate higher as a T20 batter, Gill or Gaikwad? And also, how come Gaikwad is selected in Test? His first class average is only 42. People like Rohan Kunamal should stop playing Ranji then. But just in terms of getting Gaikwad T20, Gill walks in all day for you guys
Not all day, but right now.
right now.
And
Okay,
given
fine.
how things are, see, what you have to realize is with India, they always want to try people in multiple formats. That's how you see them function. Again, I read a comment where Kishan is a replacement of Pant, and in no world or country I would agree to it. In terms
Oh,
of
please, carry. No, he hasn't. Oh, it's out. I'm saying please carry for 6, but it, of course, just finally.
there is no carry, but Hardy took a wicket. Sorry,
The fact
terrible
that
one. But yeah, another forced wicket. If you see another, I don't
True,
know.
95, yeah.
A very, very far shout, but Gill can actually be the vice captain for the World Cup as well.
Gill.
Because he would be captaining Gujarat. Let's say they end up having a decent tournament. For whatever reason, let's say Hardik is not there. He is injury prone. You never know with Hardik.
Yeah.
So you might see Gill as Sky's.
That's
No,
fine.
understudy.
Anyways, he's going to stay here. Matlab, who else?
Yeah,
will-
yeah, and because see, the
others-
point is they have the longer vision with. Gill anyway.
Exactly. Exactly why I said ki he'll stay no matter what
And they
happens.
should have the longer vision because, of course, I mean that guy has runs in Australia in Tests. Probably he
At
deserves.
least,
बहुत
at
सारा
least
credit
somebody
है.
should be. हाँ, मतलब
Yeah,
somebody should किधर तो कुछ तो long vision हो.
Exactly.
But if they did have that vision, they would have probably named as vice captain in the T20 squad against South Africa, right? Why the hell have they made names Jaiswal?
Maybe too early.
Because-
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the point is, he's not. They can do it after the IPL when he is already captain on side for 14 games.
See,
Yeah.
I feel the point of Jadeja in T20 is anyways a risky move, which is why Shreyas Iyer is vice captain here, so that there is an assurance कि भाई तू खेलेगा. Similarly for Jadeja, the vice captain is an assurance कि भाई तू खेलेगा. उसके बाद क्या होगा हमें नहीं पता, but that is how I see them going after. Because Rahane was India's vice captain, just to put it out there in the WTC. So you
Even
can read
on the
how
West
much
Indies
into it.
tour- Even on the West Indies tour, I think Rahane was the vice captain.
Vice captain, honestly, I
Oh.
don't think it doesn't matter anymore. I think people are just when
It
they're
doesn't.
filling.
It doesn't actually. So
Nah.
on the day of the semi-final, when Rohit was in the press conference, he made a revelation, and I was like, "कि कितना casually बोल गया ये?" So someone asked him about the preparation for this World Cup, and he was like, "कि we have had proper roles, blah blah blah, the generic shit." And then he actually said that I don't know what happened earlier. So the question was, you have been part of multiple setups, and how is this team set up differently? And he was like, I know what we are doing because I'm part of role definition and all that. I don't know what happened earlier. Even in 2019, I was not involved in the discussions of defining roles. And I was like, dude, he was the vice captain. How was he not involved? And it just gave me
That
the
that means
and
it's clear
even
the
if he
coach and the
wasn't
captain.
involved, and even if he wasn't involved, I mean, should he be saying this so casually? Because it reflects so bad. What if for a certain game Kohli is not fully fit, and Rohit has to lead the side in the World Cup? How is he not part of the entire role definition and planning process? It's just amazing. It just tells me that vice captaincy in Indian cricket is a bit of a joke.
No, it also tells me that the coach and captain are actually picking the squads, and like maybe the captain's picking the
That
coaches
is
as
still
well.
all right. See, all
Captain's
of that.
picking the coaches.
No. We don't know that. You can only speculate. I'm saying,
Because no, it's not the
coach,
selectors. It's not the selectors. Like who is
just
giving
hear me
ground
out.
checks?
Just hear me out. I mean, coaches and captains defining roles and all is still fine. But you would want your vice captain to be at least part of those meetings and discussions, and be in the know of what's happening, what are they planning? Because that's essentially vice captain is for.
Nix, I mean, even if you think about it with regards to essentially how the selectors lost the job and the selectors will keep coming and going, it is crazy. And I think Rohit has probably just said it in one of the presses that Som was in a very Rohit way, because like if he said it in a very serious way, then they would have just probably asked him more. The fact that no one's realized that, vice captains
I
are
think it
part
was
of the
just a
team.
very big occasion. There was a World Cup semi-final and India went on to win it. So इसलिए किसी ने if it would have been any ordinary bilateral game, I'm pretty sure that you would have seen a bigger news coming out of it.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, vice captains and captains used to play such an important part in the cricket that we were watching while growing up. But I guess things have moved on. Let's, of course, move on to some comments right now. Joined late, says Pranav Anand. No worries, Pranav. Lots of people joined late, but they, of course, are most welcome in the watch along. Have you guys already talked about Dubey's absence from the South Africa squad and not given chance here? Is it a case of having too many options and so they don't want to expand their net anymore now? Or do they not see a role for him anymore? We spoke about Dubey briefly, but Nikhil, you can go for it.
See, the net is always on the people that they've decided that this is where the net will go to. Usually, when you throw a net, you don't know where it will go. But in Indian cricket, the net is thrown so that it is reaching a particular point only. So that is what it is. And again, hopefully, one fine day we will go back to a lot of watch alongs where I have kept screaming separate pools, separate pools, separate pools. Separate pools is effectively separate nets so that you are able to give. And see, after this series, Australia know a lot more about Aaron Hardy. They know a lot more about Tanveer Sangha. They know a lot more about, if at all they want to use maybe Nathan Ellis differently, or Jason Berendoff in the last over. What are their options? That is the intent with which they have come to the series. And what India have done is, let's play the best possible. We know these guys' level, and let's give them a go. So learn nothing about Shivam. And again, as Som said, a lot of selections in India at times is just optics. There is nothing much to it. You can't give everybody game, that I get it. But if you don't do it now, as I said, I've given up on thinking too much into what they do.
Interesting. Vikas, we've also spoken about this. Sam Bahadur, these guys did watch it yesterday, and they did, of course.
I would term it a must watch. If for Vicky
Yeah.
Kaushal, if not for nothing else.
Yeah.
It's a
It'll
history
be worth
lesson.
it.
It's
Yeah,
a
history
history
lesson.
lesson on whom the Sam Manekshaw, the field
Manik Shah.
marshal.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, the first
it,
film
it,
was.
it, it'll be a sort of a history lesson where you won't fall asleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
This is
And
how much back? We're talking 1914, 1920, 1915?
this
No.
is Independence
From
Times.
essentially
Let's
47 to 71. Yeah.
without any more spoilers, Independence Times. ठीक है? बस.
Independence Times, indeed. Brilliant. Keep your questions coming through. India 102 for 5, by the way, 14.3. So we're not going to see 200 plus for sure. We didn't see it in the last game as well, like how the first three T20 internationals lit up the series. Good shot from Akshar
Ooh,
Patel.
okay.
Really good shot. And I think it's very important that Akshar gets a good innings here because
Yes.
people need to know that what he brings with the bat in hand. Because lots of people say automatically he's better than Jadeja with the bat. He might be, he is, but I just want him to prove it
Yes.
here in games like this for sure, 100%.
Yeah, Akshay
So
actually
see,
has to do something which where he can say Abhi hum zinda hai.
yeah, I mean, he
And
needed with 3 wickets last game, but just on that last game, how much luck did Ben McDermott have that day? I
Yeah.
mean, it was in Harsha Bhogle's line. They both were reading out different syllabus. मतलब एक अलग ही syllabus का पढ़ाई कर रहा है, दूसरा अलग ही syllabus का exam दे रहा है.
but just generally, how I mean, how much luck if Australian men's cricketers have over the years? I mean, Somesh was tweeting it about it as well. The fact that what you want
That
to
was
go
a
on and
drunk
say,
tweet. That was
really?
See, you make
No,
your
no.
own luck.
three
I
three of us were a full Bombay Sapphire down, and after that it was like I was just
And you make your own
I was
tweets clear.
yeah I was I was made to remember the World Cup final, and then that when I just tweeted that don't worry if you if you feel that you're not lucky, maybe in the next life you will be reborn as an Australian cricketer.
I mean, food for thought. At least it's a 2023 recency bias thing over there. Chaitanya Patil, haven't seen it. Was supposed to see it, but then I realized that it's like Kabir Singh sort of vibe, which might be good for some people, but I don't know. So, would you watch it? Animal?
I will watch it, not seen it yet, so maybe no comments. But yeah, I mean, I don't think movies have to have some moral responsibility, because if you want your movies to have moral responsibilities, then you are killing uh, the artistic vision. Because if you look at it, I mean, one of my favorite movies is Pulp Fiction. I mean, is it morally correct? Is it not glorifying certain aspects that you wouldn't want to see in your day-to-day life? Sure, it is. But I mean, it's still absolutely amazing, brilliant cinema. So I mean,
Correct.
of course, a lot of people won't agree with my thoughts, but then I keep this entertainment and real life differently,
Yeah, I mean,
separately.
similar with Godfather and Scarface as well. I mean, we
Yeah.
wouldn't want to see
Godfather,
in
I mean,
real life
see, for me, Godfather, Pulp Fiction, and Gangs of Wasseypur are my top three ever.
ever. That's a rich top three,
and
by the
and,
way.
and neither of them portray men in in good light.
And some great negative roles over there. By the way, the one that I watched in recent times, at least a TV series, was The Railway Men. Great watch. KK was brilliant in that. Madhavan as well, about the Bhopal gas tragedy. We saw the first episode together in Ahmedabad. So me and I think Akshay it was at that point in time, but we couldn't finish it all together. I did finish it. Some more questions coming through with the South Africa one looming large, Nikhil, and 111 for 5 as we speak. Still another 27 balls for India in this first innings. So let's see how much they get in their first innings. Just throwing it forward then. Playing in India is closer to learning than an essay. Here, how we do get pitches which is slow and sticks. So should we even consider performance in essay?
yeah, why not? What if you get a pitch like the one that you got in the final? There is always a room for you to learn more in different conditions, and maybe someday some official will realize, oh, it was a problem that Indian players are not playing in overseas leagues. Had they been playing there, they would have known about these conditions. But at this point of time, we don't even know our own conditions. So, end of the story.
And plus, we have so many limited opportunities. I mean, so less opportunities in terms of the World Cup. We'd like to have more. That Afghanistan series also, I'm guessing all the big boys will turn up and play. They should, even though it's pre-IPL and it's
Why
pre-England series.
Afghanistan? See, it's not like playing Ireland anymore. I mean, you can't take it. You can't skip Afghanistan games. If this World Cup has taught us something, you can't take Afghanistan lightly anymore.
No, I'm saying if Afghanistan T20 series happened last year, no one would have played. Because it's so close to the World Cup, they'll play, right?
Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah,
it's
of course.
also
I mean,
time to be
that's sort of
to be
obvious. Yeah.
I think it's also a time to be reflective of the fact that your format players need to be playing as much as they can.
Yeah.
That's where you get that role clarity. Okay, what you have to do in that situation on a difficult kind of thing. तुम नहीं खेलोगे, तुम skip करोगे, thinking कि other formats में priority देना. It is fine in terms of managing workload, but it hasn't helped you so far, and it's unlikely to help you if you miss out on such games. क्योंकि if you miss Afghanistan, just again speculating, and the same team is where you face them in the T20 World Cup on a tricky deck. तुमने पहले उनको खेला नहीं है कभी, तो तुमको कैसे ऐसा लगेगा कि what are their, see, you can learn as much as you can from video, but there is nothing can replace you playing there in your physical presence. So that will always help.
No,
You know,
indeed, for sure.
earlier this year when we were doing watch-alongs for the West Indies series, we sort of discussed a few pointers like how certain players like Rinku Singh, Ravi Bishnoi, who are not part of other setups, would have massively been helped by allowing them to play in CPL because there's absolutely nothing to lose. It's not like that league is fighting for competition with the IPL in terms of overall brand value. Good shot.
Great shot, got away. Yeah, makes
So
sense.
ultimately, and you have the World Cup there, so might as well allow a few of your fringe players to go and play, but it didn't happen because it just didn't happen. It could have
And
easily
it is
been.
and it is very
And it
surprising
won't
because you go for test tours, you have A tours, right? You've been having this as a
Yeah,
system. कि भाई
yeah.
England जा रहे हो, तो there is a team going early for A tours. Why would you not do it the same way for T20? Just do it. And
Oh,
if not you, who will?
yeah.
मतलब,
Yeah,
if you are
And
not in a position to do it, तो कौन करेगा?
talking about being lucky, Shreyas Iyer today, I mean, he could have been played on like 3 times if I'm not mistaken, but then good on him that he's going on to score
Make
those
it
runs,
count.
which might
Yeah.
actually get him the spot in the first T20 against South Africa as well.
yeah, and that'll really throw everything off, you feel, because Gill returns. There's going to be Rinku there. Jitesh keeps his spot. So how does that really fit into the
But
grand
that'll be a
system?
good thing. That'll be a good thing because if Shreyas Iyer wants to have a T20 career, then he has to T20 international career. Then he has to score runs in places like South Africa.
Yeah, indeed. Can
Oh, good
Akshar
shot.
also get a little bit of runs here? He's got 13 so far, 121 for 5. Let us know in the comments. Couple of things. One, how much do you think India will get? And do you think that'll be a winning score, whatever you guys feel? And two, because it's happening in the Chinnaswamy today, we always ask you lovely people in the comments about certain questions in every watch along. Today, tell us your favorite Chinnaswamy memory with regards to any game, T20, tests, ODIs, T20 internationals, which stands out the most. You can be biased and say and ask me one. You can talk about the 2016 T20 World Cup with that one-run win over Bangladesh, or anything that you've seen before. Like I've seen so many games at Bangalore already, even as a child. There's so many for me to pick. One was, of course, Ganguly's double hundred against Pakistan. Brilliant. We were in a spot of bother over there. And
He, he's an Yuvraj
Yuvraj,
partnership.
him and
Yeah.
Yuvraj. And that was where I think Mohammad Sami was bowling, and the crowd was saying, "Mohammad Sami, tere ghar ke upar tsunami," some weird chants like that. So remember those,
Yeah.
remember those good old days, man. Good old days. And Rachit Saran, yeah, I agree with you. The brain fade moment as well in
Best
2016.
best ever test that you have seen in India since a long time in terms of being very, there are, sorry to go on a rant kind of, but there are very few tests where you actually see the game changing in front of you. That
Yeah,
day when you see India bat all day, those are the kind of days that you want your home side to, you want to see as a fan. Okay, my side is so far behind in the game, they are ahead visibly and in terms of lead also, and then you are able to bat, and you find a way to turn things around. I mean, it's a very underrated series. I don't know how many people rate it as highly, but I think it was one of the best series that India have
It
played
was
at home.
absolutely
it
amazing.
was
You see,
brilliant.
Bangalore Test was the one where Lion got an 8 for in the first innings, right? And from
Yeah,
there on,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Bro, more than, I mean, the games itself was great, but I was watching every press conference of Virat, pre-match, post-match. Like he was peak Virat in terms of aggression as well over there. And he got asked about making Aussie friends in the past. That's not a wide. That's not a
That's
wide.
not a
So
wide. I mean, it's like he just
yeah, it's
misjudged.
inside.
Thoda
It's
andar. Yeah.
yeah, it's inside the tramline. But look, 124 for 5, 17 overs gone. More people telling us about their favorite memories of Chinnaswamy. Oh my God, if you were there to watch
Yes,
that, that's brilliant. I watched
I'll
that
I'll
on
be
live, but that's
I
crazy.
you know I was this is in Champions League, and again this will just tell you how crazily mad I am. So this was during Navratri. So I've gone to a place to play in a ground, and then you didn't have phones where you could see the match. So I'm just following it on text commentary of a friend who sent me a link, and pura time, and then the shortcut was hash and zero to refresh. तो लास्ट बॉल तक मैं हैश जीरो कर रहा हूँ कि रिफ्लेक्ट ये सिक्स मारेगा ठीक है. लास्ट बॉल में सिक्स मारता है, द एंटायर ग्राउंड इज डांसिंग टू अ कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट टोन, और मैं उस पूरे ग्राउंड के बीच में, आई एम जस्ट ये अरुण कार्तिक वाह, पीपल आर लुकिंग, इज दिस गाय डम, क्या कर रहा है ब्रो, पीपल आर डांसिंग इन हंड्रेड्स, around me, और मैं बीच में just full sweaty कुर्ते उड़ते मैं ऐसे yeah Arun Karthik, just some of those things that cricket just makes you do. And 5 मिनट के बाद मेरे को realize हुआ कि हाँ मतलब थोड़ा ये embarrassing हो गया, but अभी ठीक है, you can't do much.
Yeah, for sure. 2 more runs for Akshar over there, but what a game from an RCB perspective. And indeed, one of the brilliant nights of the Chinnaswamy indeed. Fayaz going on to say, I'm going with recency. Pakistan trying to bowl this World Cup at Chinnaswamy. You went and saw them against New Zealand and Australia. So good on you. Mohammad
My favorite would be England versus Ireland.
England, Ireland, 20.
I have
Kevin
two,
O'Brien.
but yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Brien century.
That was crazy because even Greg goes on to say 2011, the same year you're talking about, so he went for the India-England game and he had a slap bet with his friend. Luckily, the match ended in a tie, so no one got slapped.
The only memory of that, I mean, not the only memory, the most prominent memory of that game is Shane Warne tweeting or something that it might be a tie. And
It'll be a tie, yeah.
What a guy.
Really?
He tweeted about it, yeah.
That was mad.
Yeah, my favorite Chinnaswamy memory is, again, non-international aside, are two CSK RCB games. One where they are able to stitch a partnership with MS and Ambati and then going crazy. And I remember where I was, again, stupid things. Some of these days, I was in Nariman Point ke samne wale restaurant mein, just sitting there. Everybody's having food. I'm just watching this match. Kya hoega. And then you have that kind of knock, and then Corey Anderson ko finish karke he's won. The second game is even more special to me because it told me a lot more about MS, where he had a crazy knock, but in the Chennai lost by 1 run. Umesh Yadav. Until that time, I still remember that, I go back to the Bravo thought on him. Okay, when it is getting to the target, MS is always fearless and all of that. But when it was down to that 1-2 run, he's always gone for that. Let's get the job done.
Oh, what a shot that is! Yeah.
Shot.
What a shot! That is a tennis shot. That's a tennis shot.
Yeah.
But he's
So
calculated.
that last ball is when he's looking for a defensive shot. He's just trying to place and get the run. So that to me was a lot of mindset. कि जब 6-10 चाहिए तब तुम छक्कों के लिए जा रहे हो, 4 के लिए जा रहे हो. But when you need 1 or 2, that's how he got out to Bravo. That's how Mohit Sharma defeated him. That's how Umesh Yadav defeated him. So it's very, again, stupid life lesson. But yeah, a good game to watch.
Point that you mentioned over there, but yeah, absolutely love that game as well because RCB turned out to be winners over there. But so many good ones as well. Sadly, AB de Villiers 100 Test, the Chinnaswamy was washed out. Yeah, I remember that. India vs Australia 2013 series.
Oh, bhai. Nobody can forget
that one. I remember that one as well. I think India Australia 2004.
That was the Rohit Sharma
double 100. Exactly.
Yeah, I think Mike Clark made his debut in the 2004 series in Bangalore.
159 or something.
Yeah,
I also remember the Pujara debut knock, one of those special promotions in the second innings.
Yeah.
And those clips, man, it's just speaking about it gives me goosebumps. But
that was against that attack which had that 2-meter Peter or whatever, right? Peter George. Right? Australia had Peter George. Sachin got 214 as well in that match.
Yeah, that yes, but I don't remember Peter George. Sorry.
Peter George.
I only remember Peter Forrest, and I don't want to remember.
Indeed. Sambada Sarkar saying RCB was KKR Russell Madness in almost a lost battle. I lived in Bangalore that time. Entire hostel went mad. Gold memories, 100%. It was, yeah, for sure.
Sachin is watching. He's commented, I did get 214 yes.
I did get 214 yesterday. Yeah, for sure. Well, by the way, India 33 for 5 right now. He hit a 4.
134 for 5.
No, 134 for 5. 18 gone. 2 more overs. So that 150 is coming, guys. Do you see these BBL guys being bundled out by spin? Pakka, one thing is happening. Bishnoi is getting one of the openers bowled again.
100%.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I hope that happens. Or I think the score is such that it gives them a chance. Very keen to see if the deck gets better. Something my parents always accuse me कि India जब बैटिंग करती है तो पिच अलग होती है. India bowling करती है तो तुम लोग स्विच करते हो ना पिच. It still happened in the World Cup, so I don't have much to say there. But I think they'll want to get closer to 160 somehow. Difficult to get 20 plus, but if they get there, तो थोड़ा cushion रहेगा off that 1 out outscore.
अरे सचिन भाई आपको आके बैटिंग करनी पड़ेगी.
Yeah, I mean,
Correct.
it's wishful thinking with this pair of the Delhi Capitals 2020. But, oh, there's six of
Yeah,
them there. What a shot.
shabash. Only 5
And
more.
this is why Aksar, well, I hope his luck doesn't really catch up to him, especially when they're picking the World Cup squad or close to the World
You know,
Cup because they dub him as injured.
yeah, I feel heads wicket is going to be important.
Correct.
Obvious.
Yeah. But one second, it's a good question that the other Sachin in the chat brings up. When and can India fix Rinku and Jitesh for a long rope in T20s?
It should not even be a question, I to be honest, but there
We'll
is
know.
no
We'll know in
room.
the first
Sorry, go
T20
on.
against South. Oh, shot, yaar.
Short
नहीं
is
कह रहे
in.
नहीं हाँ बच गैप में है बस ठीक है.
The first T20I against South Africa will tell us. If Jitesh is playing that ahead of any other wicketkeeper, then
Okay,
Possible.
interesting. And where is down under favor Akshay? Oh, that's Akshay he's talking about. I think Akshay, like I said, gone for a movie, chilling out with a girlfriend, and all of that stuff. So good on him. He deserves a break. Is it just me, or does his pitch seem to be playing better? Is a 160 enough? Oh, one second. He might get
Oi!
four. Oh, he's gone. I thought for a second he's going to loop over Aaron Hardy. Berendorf gets another series,
But well
2 for
played.
the night. But really well played, Akshay Patel. Good cameo of 31 of just 21. And that's pushed India to 143 for 6. But still, what, 8 balls left? So hopefully KS can hold the strike right now. What
And
do you guys...
just on
Yeah,
that question itself, this one gripped on the surface.
yeah.
yeah.
The slower one again. So you'd hope कि 160 is enough, but as Sombhai said, head नहीं लिया तो tail बचेगा ही नहीं मतलब to tell the
No,
tale.
मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि अभी हर्षल पटेल ये मैच देख के बोल रहा होगा कि यार जब मैं आरसीबी में था तो ऐसे विकेट्स क्यों नहीं मिल रहे.
Long story.
Long story. Let's not go there. Som Bahadur. Had to say that at some point in time in the show, man. Come on. What do you guys think the KKR target will be? We'll talk about all of that and much more in the mid-innings
We
break,
did
really
actually.
shortly, but also in the Monday Night Live for sure.
Yeah.
So
I
join
mean,
us
we
tomorrow.
did. We talked. If
We
you
did.
did not see that,
Oh, yeah, of
two
course.
and a half
did.
hours on every single team. क्या चाहिए, कौन सा ऑप्शन, कहाँ से आएगा. So do give it a good watch.
And we also timestamped that video. So it was the
Yeah.
MNL that Nix is talking about last week. Fantastic one. Pretty much the best ever MNL in terms of time, in terms of watch hours, viewers, everything. So good on you guys. Ravi Bishnoi, please make your case at number 8 a good one. He swings away, but just for a single. I don't think this is a perfect sort of scenario.
See,
But look,
this one shot itself makes it very clear that he's a way better batter than Kuldeep Yadav.
intent to hai, bhai. Kuldeep is more safe and secure. Like
If he'll throw the kitchen sink, then the ball will maybe cross 30-yard circle.
So if Kuldeep and Bhuvi have like a 6 hitting competition, who wins?
Of course, Bhuvi will win. By of
Bro,
course,
Bhuvi also looked like muscleless.
Bhuvi, I've seen him hit sixes to New Zealand at Wankhede in that game where both Latham and Taylor swept India out of the game. But Bhuvi hit a couple of sixes in that game.
Fair enough. Just a single over there. So Chase will keep strike, which is a good result for India. There is due now, saying Pranav Anand. And then AB Sam going on to see, can BCCI go against franchises and get rid of Impact Sun rule for the betterment of Indian cricket? And we can get some decent all-rounders in the next few years. This is the exact point that Somesh was mentioning in the last
Rule making is BCCI's department. Franchises cannot force a rule. I mean, ultimately, tournament is of the IPL and IPL governing council and not of the franchise. They can decide whatever they want.
I think they've introduced that impact rule when they came out with it, thinking it'll just be a good sort of add to the game, but it's done them more harm than good in terms of the cricketing bit.
Yeah, the only thing I think in terms of clause, there are certain things that all of us at times suggest कि भाई relegation डालो, ये करो, वो करो. Those are things that I actually contractually cannot do.
Short, he gets 4. Brilliant. So that 150 target looms large. But yeah, I mean, just on that point with regards to the impact rule, I think it'll just subside like how the Super Sub rule happened in 2005, right? And then died down.
Let's see. But I think if it has to be killed, the news has to come out before the auction. I mean, it'll just be grossly unfair and callous to just do it after the auction, and teams will be like, "Bhai, हमने तो उसको सोच के plan बनाया था. How can you now say it?" So I think if it doesn't happen till the time of the auction begins, then I don't see the rule changing. But let's see. I just hope that that rule is killed.
Next, what
And
do you
if it
think? I
doesn't,
think it'll be there for a couple of years before the mega auction. I think they'll take it out. Short, Shreyas
oh,
Iyer
six.
and get 50.
Shabash,
Well
50. Well
done.
played.
I
Well
know there
played.
were some devilish comments and, of course,
Mm.
remarks made about him by me and by the guys in the comments as well about him wanting to fail today. But with this 50, I guess we can already pencil him in the T20 International Series starting 11. And who knows how that goes forward for Shreyas Iyer. But 53 of 36 on a tricky wicket. Now, as Indian greedy fans, can we get to 170? That's the thing.
Yeah, you do
150
hope.
ho gaya, 155 ho gaya, now 160, 165. But yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, next
and
one.
no, I think this is also just the number that even Gurukila talked about in the last game. When you are kind of doing a role where you have to hold an innings and still get a 50, you probably expect a 35 ball, 36 balls के आसपास होना चाहिए. So in that regard also it takes. That's a wide. Good, thank. So that regard also it probably is just the place to be. Two sixes will be great from here. Gets them to 168. So yeah, चार ball में दो six expect कर सकते हैं. And for the impact rail rule, if it doesn't go now, I don't know if it'll go. Mega auction be, I don't think so. Again, it completely depends on how the franchises feel strongly about because uske bina it is not going to go. BCCI doesn't
Okay.
care. They don't care about the impact rule.
Indeed. Four more balls left, 156 for six. How much can Iyer get? Oh, what a ball from
Oh,
Iyer
that's a
in
very good
fairness.
ball. That's a
Very,
very good
very
ball.
good ball from Nathan Ellis. And Iyer in frustration almost whacked the stumps himself, but India lose another. But it's fine. I think he's played a really good role, and I think it should see India over the line. But who knows? Australia can come and chase us
No.
down. And speaking of
Yeah.
Australians, Introspect saying
Why
we need to
is
see
why is Sam Curran in the crowd supporting Australia? Yeah?
He's been
Sam
there
Curran,
since the World Cup. He's been there
I know,
since the World Cup.
yeah, yeah.
That
doppelganger.
Sam.
By the way, Amit Gora saying is a news trade in my own true. Only you can speculate. I heard it with
Yeah.
regards
What
to
is
the
it?
swap. KKR want to do a trade,
Trade.
basically
All
a
cash
player,
deal.
all cash
Player
deal,
swap?
maybe as well. I think player
Okay.
swap. They want to do a player swap with Rahul Tripathi. Him
Oh.
going back to KKR and Agarwal, of course, going to KKR.
ये प्लेयर स्वैप
एक
नहीं हुआ
सेकंड.
भाई, ये तो
हाँ,
दोनों
दोनों
प्लेयर्स
प्लेयर
देने
गए.
पड़ेंगे.
Oh, sorry, my bad, my bad. With regards to both of them going there, then that's what I read last.
What is SRH
KKR,
doing then?
of course, KKR would love to have Rahul Tripathi back more than Mayank, but let's see.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, we'll talk about that much more and how much all these rumors are true because it's soon becoming like football with regards to just players linking up teams and names. Arshdeep, our number 9 is better than a number 8. Can they come back for 2?
So, no, they'll
They
get run
can
out.
come back for 2. They go back for 2.
Oh, good.
Brilliant.
Good. चलो, good. At least McCallum तो cross हो गया.
Good
ठीक है.
stuff. And Amit Gore asking us, has Kuldeep ever hit a 6? I can't think of one. Bishnoi can clear the 30
I'm
yards.
just trying to think how he will.
Yeah, I
Point
mean,
के
both
ऊपर
Kuldeep and Chahal. I mean, I think maybe someday it will be a good BCCI TV thing if they have a bowling machine where they can have a 6 hitting contest between them and to actually see if they can hit 6 where with a straight gun barrel straight ball.
Yeah, 100%. 2 more balls
This
left.
is the contest that needs medal actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, spot on. Mohammad saying you can't get enough of auction strategy talks. Another detailed video won't hurt. You know what? It's fans like you who BCCI exploit after every ICC tournament exit because they know they will talk about the IPL and they will distract all you poor souls like you and me, Mohammad. But I completely get your vibe. So we'll, of course, talk about the IPL and much more as much as we can, whenever we can, in the mid innings, like I promised. And not to forget, with regard to the Monday Night Live. So, of course, subscribe and press the bell icon so you guys don't miss anything on cricket.com. Isn't the impact rule to counter due favoring chasing teams? Goes on to ask Greg. When you think about it, it's a good question. I don't know if that's like strategically put out there to counter due per se, but you can look at it from one regard that way. But still, I think it does more harm than good. What do you guys feel?
Yeah, see, you can understand the sentiment also. Okay, if conditions are changing, then you want an option. But as you rightly said, it's causing a lot more harm in terms of for India long term. Just as a tournament basis, it's great. Oh wow, you have 12 players, 11 best players for one innings, 11 best for the second. ये international में भी आएगा तो what you lose out on is the potential CDGs, the potential Cam Greens, Stoinis kind of players that are there within your system, but they'll never come up through the ranks because they don't have to. जैसे बिश्नोई को कोई मोटिवेशन नहीं है बैटिंग इंप्रूव करने का, क्योंकि तो सब आउट होके बैठ जाएगा. So again, it's a mindset of pushing specialists also. But yeah, वो रूल से you can't disagree कि भाई it थोड़ा बहुत बैलेंस होता है कि भाई सेकंड इनिंग्स में you have an extra option to chase.
Yeah, indeed. And then Sanjay Bhatni, always gonna see you in the chats, man. Another problem of impact players is the bad feelers also make another problem in Indian team. There's so many factors.
From an Indian team perspective, there is no positive.
No positive.
Everything is a negative.
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians laughing with you, assuming we say about the impact player rule. Another Pandya's home that they'll remove the rule indeed. Bishnoi pulls for one, wants to come back for two. This is not the first time we've seen Bishnoi scamper in the Chinnaswamy. But this time, he does get out, and India are exactly 160 for 8 after their 20 overs in the fifth and final T20 international. So let us know if you think this score can be chased down. It's in that alley of Virat Kohli, the 160, 161 that we normally kind of associate this targets in T20. But good on Bishnoi for at least trying to show his inside Usain Bolt, but to no avail.
Another example of the fact that even if you go harder and lose wickets early on, you can still manage a par total. So going into your shell a bit too early with just 2 down maybe is just not the way to play T20 cricket.
Yeah, indeed. Just check. Kuldeep has no 6 in international cricket. Wow, introspect. Yeah. Wow. And more people saying things about the impact player rule. Let's give conspiracy theory to impact player. Since Mumbai didn't have bowlers they need, but now they've got Hardik and they may abolish it.
Mumbai, I think on the impact player rule, my analysis was that it just made the stronger teams even more stronger. It didn't close the gap. It gave an illusion of closing the gap, but ultimately, because it was applicable to all teams, so the teams with more resources were able to use it better.
Yeah, 100%. And Pranav, I really appreciate this comment. Like, we try to do our best. We're way better than the rest of the lads. I know they played cricket, and that's the only thing that they have over us. But when we comes to, of course, banter, making sense at times, and more things, cricket.com is your place to be. 50 people watching you, watching us, I should say. And you guys should definitely give this channel some appreciation. So like this particular video and subscribe if you guys are new. And we're here right now to take any particular good old questions right now. I have one for the boys really quickly. What are your plans for dinner? Do you guys need any ordering? A couple of breathers? Because then I can just back you up for like 5 minutes if you guys need.
Vada pav, whoever is welcome can come in. Cheers.
Look at that. I love how crisp it is as well. So what are you getting?
It's like my calories for an entire day. What Nikhil is about to have in 1 week.
See, I take care of my health also. So 10K steps will be done by the time I sleep. No, but it is important to get that out as well. So regular 10K steps, no matter what happens. Sometimes I'm scrapping along at 11:58. Arey bhai, nahi hue.
So nice. What's your dinner?
I just had a small meal before the Watchalong. I did not want to eat in the middle of the show today because in the last game, my wife after the game she was like, "You shouldn't be eating in the middle of the game." I watched twice and both times you were eating, and I just switched off. I was like, "Okay, I won't eat in the next show."
Ouch! I mean, the Watchalong it's fine. I mean, come on, cut him some slack. And Mohammed saying Rohit Sharma wants to know your location, Nikhil, because of the Vada Pav. 100%.
We'll have it together.
We'll have it together for sure. Oz will go out, try to finish it early. They're not afraid to lose, unlike India. I hope that's the case. At least it'll be an early finish with regards to us, and then I can go watch the City Tottenham game because there's no point watching United games anymore. Even fucking last night we had to lose against Newcastle. Ridiculous.
Nikhil has actually made me hungry now. I wasn't hungry like till he showed me what he's eating.
I told you, it's sometimes we all as human beings we eat with the eyes first, and then we go mad. Once we see the food, we want it in our belly. And no wonder.
For me, it's eyes, nose, and then my mind.
Yeah.
So nose is a very strong factor for me.
For sure. Last time team chasing low from T20 World Cup was 2014 semi-final West Indies and Sri Lanka. Thanks for that little stat, All Blacks. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and tell us where you're from because we'd love to know the geographical location at the time.
New Zealand?
Maybe indeed. Sahil again going on to say, think Iyer is sealed position for South
Yeah.
Africa based on tough wicket
Good.
tax.
Yes.
And fair also, fair play to him that he's
Fair play.
been able to just made the most
I'll,
of his chance.
yeah, I'll just reiterate. I mean, from now on, my only lens is I want to see who comes on top on tricky wickets, because we know what players can do, Indian batters can do on flat wickets. This is the tricky wicket batters that we need.
Yeah, and Sachin being funny, saying Iyer, oh, but I've been given the captaincy now. Indeed. We also, of course, asked you a while ago to tell us all your particular memories about the Chinnaswamy because the match is happening there tonight. And lots of shouts came through, but more the merrier. Much more appreciated indeed. One from Mohammad Aran, another IPL one. This boy loves his IPL. Tanvi Sangha getting an IPL contract this auction. He's bowling brilliantly on this pitch. Good option for CSK LSG. The first three T20 internationals, he didn't do that much. The last two, I think he's really kind of made a case for himself. Do you see him so? Because even if you look at someone like Adil Rashid, who's fantastic, is an international leg spinner, he's also been let go of SRH. So do you think someone like Tanvi Sangha, who's Australia's B team specialist spinner, makes
Very
him
very
right?
difficult, very difficult, and especially difficult in these two teams because CSK already have a lot of spinners. I mean, they can't play Mitchell Santner, so let alone them buying someone else. LSG have Amit Mishra and Ravi Bishnoi, so they have two leggies. Maybe SRH can go for him, in if they don't want Adil Rashid, they can take Tanvi Sangha, but uh, maybe not. I mean, I think 70-30 unsold.
Next, will he go for it? Will he get it?
Difficult. I can see the one more thing that I feel that often happens with teams is unless they're very, very sure or somebody has worked with them in person, they don't really go for a lot of young overseas options unless they have worked with them in the past or have extremely high ceiling in their mind. Okay, bhai, this guy could do great for me. So room to hai, but maybe not in these two sides. But if say Mumbai wants a leg spinner, they would rather go for a Hasaranga over a Tanvir Sangha क्योंकि उनसे उसको बैटिंग भी मिल जाएगी. So
Mm.
that's also a consideration for a lot
Yeah.
of sides.
Yeah, and I was just gonna pair to some of the rest of the comments as well, which is always good to see. You make your own luck is invalid since India lost all the after playing the best
It is
cricket
valid.
possible.
It is valid
Right?
because you did not play the best cricket on that very given day, and that's what knockouts are all about.
And you were insecure about the quality in your side and wanted to turn the pitch in your favor. Why do it?
Not needed at all.
Yeah.
Man
That's
on
the
man,
side.
man on paper, India were always the superior team. They did not
Yeah.
need conditions in their favor.
And
I
even if
agree.
you replay this game 100 times, everybody would say that India would start favorites, and that Australia's best chance was bowling first on that wicket, and that's what happened. So they made the most of it, and
And
we
it's
paid the
almost
price
like they
for
shot
winning on the day.
themselves in the foot. Yeah, they had everything going for them, and they simply just wanted to be too
You know,
clever for their own
great
good.
line, great line. Control the
Yeah,
controllables.
yeah, exactly.
India didn't do that.
100%. Just going back to that whole chat where we're having about shows, Pranavan saying also Goodfellows, Pulp Fiction is a unique
Goodfellas.
movie, defines the art of movie making 100%.
Of
And
course, of
Giant
course. I
Slayer
mean,
going on to say,
all
Gambara,
all the Chris Nolan movies where he spends like 1000x of what was spent on Pulp Fiction into sort of not tampering with the chronology of the movie. That lesson is drawn from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, I was just going to ask you guys one question with regards to, I think it was put up earlier, I think in the 14th over, trying to just find it. It was basically about India's bowling options, guys, heading into the T20 World Cup. I know the bowlers are going to come out right now. The three on display tonight, and talking about Avesh, Mukesh, and Arshdeep, do they have a chance? Because otherwise it'll just be Bumrah, Siraj, and then Hardik is that third seamer. Because I asked Som, I remember this, and he said he will only take two pacers plus Hardik being the third one over there.
In the 11, but in the squad you would need one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is that one more?
And all three have a realistic chance at this point of time.
Here's the question. Do you see Siraj or Shami with Bumrah? Siraj, but I mean, we never know.
I don't want both of them. I
Yeah.
think they're better off in the longer formats. I personally would take Bumrah and Mukesh first, Hardik as the third pacer, And if I want a backup, then I have Avesh. If I want to go
But
down that route.
in the case of Mukesh, Nix, if he does have a stinker of an IPL, would you still take him?
But then it depends who else is your option. Arshdeep Singh ke saath, we've known the problem is with the control. So unless he gets a control back and then he has a very good option to close the innings out, then yes. Because at this point of time, in India's T20 problems, the biggest one is taking wickets towards the end and in the middle overs. तो अगर middle overs में बिश्नोई अच्छा कर रहा है, तो closing के लिए you have Bumrah, but you need him. You needed a very good assistant for him, मतलब good backup to him in terms of an option for you to have for the overs. So that's why you need Mukesh. अजीब को भी लेके जा सकते हो, बट कंट्रोल का इशू है और उसके अलावा और कोई पेसर प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा डेफिनेटली नॉट. Avesh Khan, if he keeps doing well, great to have him as a option as well. And yes, Mukesh will have to develop other options barring the Yorker, but see, eventually you have to take your best possible bets in that format. So I'll probably stick with them because I can't recall anybody else as a potential option directly now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
So-
feel Arshdeep sort of finds his way out because he can have that point of difference of being a left arm pacer. So
Yeah, I
but
think that's true. That's the only way
to,
Arshdeep is getting.
to begin the, I mean, if I have to select an 11 now, I would partner Bumrah with Mukesh because of him being able to nail his Yorkers, which would be needed. But in the longer run, I just feel Arshdeep finds his rhythm and control and whatnot. And also, Avesh is not in the T20 squad for South Africa. So, I mean, it just tells us that he's lower in the pegging order, which is also now surprising that he was ahead of Arshdeep in the last game. It's like randomness. And Hardik
But
is in
even
that
with
T20 squad for South Africa.
even with Bumrah's home, like, can't we already second guess that he's going to bowl pretty much in the death, maybe one over up front, and that's the benefit of having someone like Siraj and
I think
Shami there. I mean,
I think
see
one plus
Shami,
one
but-
plus two. Bumrah would be 1+1+2,
okay.
and maybe that two also can be used up front if the captain needs a wicket. Basically, every time the captain would feel I need a wicket, they'll go to Bumrah. He'll bowl one up front to just ensure that he's bowling with a new ball and take some good opener out. Maybe head out this time on when needed.
Yeah, that one over is guaranteed for Bumrah. And then, of course, if you can preserve Bumrah more in the power play, all the better heading into the death overs and stuff like that. SS98 has lent his opinion already, just saying this. India T20 World Cup 11 for him. Rohit Kohli, Sky, Hardik, Rinku, Jitesh, Jadeja, Chahar, Bishnoi, Bumrah, Siraj. What are the holes in that? The top two are not playing. I don't think...
Replace any of those top two with Jaiswal and replace even then I'm fine with it. I mean, just replace any of the top two with Jaiswal and I'm okay with it.
So only the top
But
two... is
Chair
the
has to be
problem.
fit. Chair has to be fit. So maybe
Chair
if not Chair, then Sundar.
Yeah. Sundar is a good shot as well. By the way, keep your comments coming through. Really, really appreciate all you guys joining us on a Sunday evening. Australia have just come out to chase their 161 in the Luru. Josh Philippe has played for RCB before, so I don't know how well he knows the surface, but only time will tell if he can get cracking right now. Another thing Indian cricket lacks is left-arm pacers. I think the last real player we had for RCB was Khalil, and there's so many that we'll see in the IPL as well. I mean, there's Mohsin. There's who else? There's a few more which can come to mind. Mukesh Chaudhary, if I'm going left field. Yash Dayal. There's few that India have, but only
Yeah, I
time will
think
tell.
the biggest disappointment. I mean, disappointment might be harsh.
Oh,
or
first
no.
ball and four. Head is
Again,
just
short,
honestly
wide,
not doing
room.
that.
This is like gift. So
Bro,
yeah,
head-
for me, one of the
Yeah, go
biggest
on.
disappointment has been Natarajan. I had so much hopes from him because he was nailing his Yorker, but the point is he couldn't figure out the other options. So
Yeah.
Yorker cannot be your go-to ball all the time, as we have learned in the past.
Indeed, Natarajan's a big miss for sure. Where was that other comment right now which I wanted to take? I know IPL will decide major selection, but considering every player will play in different conditions, so it's this.
Four more.
Essentially, 4 more for Travis Head. He wants to go home so fast that he wants to finish his game like in a rapid rush. I mean, I know where you're coming from, Sahil, but essentially, I just feel like the IPL is just generally a good barometer in terms of your form, how you're just kind of sighting bowlers, getting everything right. I know it'll be different conditions, but because it's so close to the tournament, people will take that confidence into the World Cup 100%. Um, there was another one. There was another one which will entertain right now. Why is this new crop of fast bowlers from Oz lack pace, lead Johnson? This is Australia's pretty much B team, C team. I mean, there will be more to come through. Spencer Johnson was a
See,
name who is pretty quick. And four more, is it? Four
for
more. Four more. He wants
I
to
think it's
finish it
also for
all.
coaches. They know that on wickets in India, pace is actually beneficial for the batters. You need bowlers who can bowl change of pace. So it's all the
And
more better.
also, and they have Jai Richardson, Nathan Ellis bowls at good at a good space. Spencer Johnson bhi hai. So again, as Som said, they are just see they are good at exploring options. And uske
Yeah,
baad they take a call basis on that big day. It comes up, doesn't it, doesn't. But at least they
Yeah.
try a lot of options.
and actually, such a good point you've made. Is Spencer Johnson fit?
No, he's not fit. That's why he's not playing this
Okay.
series.
Yeah, because I was just thinking that had he be in India, he would have played all the 5 games because of the
He's
how
he's
that has
playing
been made.
he's playing the IPL for either Mumbai or for Punjab. मैं पहले लिख के दे दिया उन्नीस को 2 महीने पहले जब स्पेंसर
Yeah.
जॉनसन ने मेडन डाला था इन दी 100 के पंजाब विल फर्स्ट टेक हिम नॉट यूज हिम वेल रिलीज हिम एंड देन मुंबई विल मेक हिम एंड get him take 5 for against Punjab only.
Yeah. They're showing a little graphic of head versus India in 2023. Ridiculous, man. That 163, then that
You know,
World Cup final. It's madness.
see with the thing with that I get very irritated with head is see you've seen a lot of lefties dominate India, Quinton de Kock and everybody. But with all of them, I felt it's been a sense of inevitability.
Yeah.
He is that good there. He is that good there. But with head, for some reason, it always feels that you can bowl better to him. I don't know if it is just me, but that's what my general consensus is with head and Indian bowling.
No, even I get that hunch. The fact that
See,
not.
because the way he
Yeah.
defends, that's very tentative. When he's attacking, he does it well. But when he defends, it just seems like he neither here
Yeah,
nor
you
there.
don't get conviction. You don't get conviction of
yeah.
him defending.
And he has had that kind of a year when all those shots have not produced an edge.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, Sanjay Bharti going on to say, Somesh, I just realized in the World Cup review you said most runs will be Conway, man. That aged well. I
It
mean, we
started
can't go
well.
any-
It started pretty well, but then of course, I mean, it just went for a toss, which okay.
for
I
sure.
think by the time that World Cup ended, all of us were in an agreement that जो मैं बोलूंगा उसका उल्टा ही होना है. So
Yeah, for
all of
sure.
us were aligned that way.
And Introspect also going to lend his thoughts about the Akshar versus Jadeja debate. Given their stats, clearly Akshar should be preferred. Both have played 50 plus matches. Thanks for that. And more stats, Introspect on cricket.com. You're welcome for that. Greg K saying, Avish, when do you expect Ten Hag gets a sack? Yeah, man, let's not go down that path. Please, let's not go down that path. Hopefully he doesn't. And get whom? Literally, there's no one out there as well, even though there's rumor of Ancelotti and all of that. Do you think Hasaranga is not that impactful for his batting, more like paper confidence like Shardul? I mean, I was expecting lots from his batting from an RCB perspective last year, but it just didn't come to the fore. But I still think he'll go to a good team and probably might be Mumbai. Hasaranga might go to Mumbai and have a huge sort of revival in his IPL career over there. So,
Yeah, I think see for this comparison, I feel again could just be me. I feel Vanindu gives me a lot more confidence in terms of having a ceiling as opposed to Shardul to combat both pace and spin. With Shardul, if you bowl in off spin 12 ball, you assume him to take a risk in at least 3 of them. क्योंकि he'll defend, but eventually he wants to keep going. So pace में उसको issue नहीं होता at times, but with Hasaranga, I feel he's someone who can really be used well. So, which is why I say going to a lineup where expectations aren't of you. So you are just a support player. I think for some players that kind of role suits them better. That you see the LPL. I mean, the guys top the charts. So there is definitely a lot of batting potential, not taking into account कि भाई whatever the level of competition might be, but there is still a lot of room with Hasaranga's batting potential. So sometimes I feel he gives it away too early. So maybe a good stuff. Maybe a good management might be able to extract better out of it.
okay. More IPL stuff from Mohammad then. And Sandeep Warrior, Look, I mean, he's not out and out pace, probably 135 at best. He has played faster before, played for KKR as well. Only time will tell if he gets pocketed. And Sahil, I think
He's
Adam
played for
Zampa
India
also
as well.
has.
Why?
Yeah, KKR for sure. He's played for KKR.
I'm saying he's played for India as well. Sandeep Arya.
I mean, he's played for India. I mean, from an IPL lens, I was just kind of
Yeah.
saying. And Adam Zampa does have an IPL contract. Plays for RR. I think he's been retained with Chahal and Ashwin. And Pranay Yadav, good to see you in the chat as well, aka Rahman Paul. See how much we talk about who goes to T20 World Cup, who not. IPL will be the main decider for players to have a good season. As Ritu versus Gale, Arsh versus Mukesh, and the middle order players 100%. And Rachit Saran saying 3 spinners in the T20 World Cup 11. Sundar becomes mandatory. Don't see him playing right now. We spoke about it at the top of the show. It's absolutely blasphemy. How we're not going in with an off spinner, but Travis Head is treating Avish Khan like an off spinner right now. Another boundary. That's his 4th of the evening. And he's looking to go home as soon as possible. I keep going back to that podcast that he did recently with Gilchrist and Vaughan, and he was just talking about this venue as they're literally fucking off after the game. They're not even staying the night. They're taking like the last flight out. So if you guys are going to the Bangalore airport, you could see Travis Head over there. Say hi, throw paper at him, whatever you want to do, but he will be leaving tonight by the looks of things.
I mean, I'm so surprised that he stayed on for this series.
Insane.
So surprising.
It's crazy, man. Oh, what a ball that is!
Ball.
Oh my God. That's how you can pull a batter's pants down, by making him look absolutely shocked in the middle of the pitch, by the way. Keep your comments coming through, of course. Lots more to, of course, get through in this watch along. So you guys are being champs in the comments. And do us a favor, please like this video, because I've realized that we've not even hit 50 likes. But 50, if y'all were watching, what are you guys doing? Please, for the love of God and for the love of cricket.com. Vasant Narayan saying Somesh is the jinx man. Is he the jinx man? In the World Cup, he was, I think, to be fair. Every time he was looking at his X Factor, someone else would turn up. The X Factor would, like, he would say this man would fail and then that man will get 100. So, how is your record in the World Cup in terms of jinxes?
Yeah, I was actually very scared when I wrote that piece on Rohit, that I've now praised him so much, he might fail in the final. Fortunately, he didn't, but then we all know how much it counted for. So, abhi kya bolu main? Maybe all I can say is maybe by the later stages, I was not the jinx man anymore. But throughout, though, I can say I had a very, very bad record.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but,
it's
but,
fine.
but good on Afghanistan. I mean, just because of me, I'm taking full credit of Rahmat Shah and Ashmatullah Shahidi now improving their game and their strike rate.
No, 100% for sure. Just a quiet over that, 4 off it. So 18 for none, and Travis Head still out there indeed. Keep your comments coming through. Mohammad going on to say, where is Maxwell? He's already left the country. Done and dusted after that 100. He was not having any of it. So, yeah. And Mohammad, if you're new, please, or MD, if you're new, subscribe to the channel indeed. And also tell us your favorite moments in the Chinnaswamy as a cricket fan, if you guys have gone there. Sahil going on to say the 202-6 against England in 2017, 100%. And you're going through a stat over there, Sahil, saying only 2 T20 internationals have been won by the team, batting first in 7 complete matches in Bangalore before today, both by India, who defended 146 against Bangladesh at the T20 World Cup in 2016. We beat, of course, Bangladesh, and we beat, who else did we beat there? I think we beat England by 75 runs. So, yeah, absolutely. Good point you've made over there, Sahil. Remember, if you guys want to see all different sort of content on cricket.com, it's available with regards to our shots, or of course our vlogs, or even game nights, which is a Wednesday fixture on the cricket.com content platform. Go check it out. The last competition was Somesh versus me. To, of course, greet Mukesh into the attack tonight, and Josh Philippe kind of gets off the mark as well. What does India need to do? I mean, 161 to defend this, they need wickets early on. Otherwise, I just think it's going to be an inevitable Australia win, right? 3-2 all day long.
Yeah, Akshar Patel next over. Take base off.
And Akshay, the fact that he bowled out his quota compared to the 4th and the 3rd was chalk and cheese. So where do you think he's better placed? Bowling earlier on in the game, or keeping his overs back like how they did in that Maxwell game, and it paid the price?
So I don't think Akshar at this point of time can be kept back. That was purely a gamble. I don't know why they went down that route. Sometimes I just, again, it goes back to the way they function about wanting to get overs out from specific players at specific times. Maybe they wanted to think about Prasidh more than Aksar, and that did not help their case. Because with Aksar, I always feel he can bowl at least a couple in the power play. But that role they've given to Bishnoi. So that is also interesting. Maybe they are looking at something that we don't know. So let's see. I expect both Bishnoi and Aksar to come on. So
Oh
and
God.
that's a dragon. So it is bold. So you were right. First wicket will
Another
be bold.
bold in the power play. Another
Yeah.
bold in the power play, but
You know,
this time
अगर ये
not
अगर
Bishnoi.
अगर ये played on ये head का होता तो stump पे नहीं लगती वो.
Yeah, it would be 400%.
4
Speaking
भी
of
नहीं
Travis
होता
Head,
तो भी stump पे तो नहीं जाती.
but speaking of Travis Head, so like you said something outrageous in the earlier part of the watch along, saying Aaron Hardie might go for more money in the IPL auction than Travis Head. Are you sure?
I mean, I won't be surprised. The point is, at this point of time, every team have their overseas openers or both the openers locked in. So Travis Head will be a backup. So how much money our team gonna pour in for a
But
backup is the bigger
surely
question.
he's batted in other positions in T20, right? Some teams will be like, to hell with it. We'll stick with our openers, but we also
I mean,
want Travis Head.
they can, of course. I mean, not all 10 IPL teams, make very calculative moves. So they can. I see Rajasthan bidding for him. Maybe there are others as well. Let's see.
I
But
mean, Travis
see,
Head,
the
I mean,
point
I
is,
don't know.
he the thing with Travis Head is right now, whatever happens with the IPL auction, I won't be surprised. Even if he goes for big bucks, I won't be surprised. And even if he doesn't get a lot of money, I won't be surprised either. Because that just tells me that probably teams have done their resource allocation and they know that they're already sorted.
But knowing how his luck has kind of fizzled out this year, which is amazing, he'll get a huge contract and he'll definitely like get into the starting 11 also of the IPL, I feel. Or is that pushing it? Nix?
See, it's very difficult to counter that bit about top order batters. Because your most of your Indian batting is most often sorted in terms of your preferred top four. So as Som said, it is going to take him to outbat your preferred option in the top order के चलो इन चार में से कोई नहीं चला तो मैं उसको लूंगा and then it's about at what lengths are you going to go to not take that guy that you already had in your setup. तो वहां से एंड अगेन बॉलिंग से तो यूज बिल्कुल नहीं होने वाला है इट्स वेरी अनलाइकली तो आई डोंट नो आई डोंट नो वेदर he'll get less than Hardy but I think he might be a guy who teams take at the end of the auction के पैसे बच गए हैं और ओवरसीज स्लॉट भी बचा है और बैटर चाहिए तो ट्रेविस हेड को ले लो it could potentially be like that because at this point of time I can't think of even one team. Oh, that's a great shot from
Oh, that's a
McDermott.
great pickup shot for 6.
Yeah.
Ben McDermott. Wow.
I think
Yeah.
I would want to know from people in the comments as well who feel Head will go for big money. I mean, I want to know one team which really will benefit from him, or he would
We
probably.
said this in the show as well. I think Ponting will be very greedy. Why can't he just go Warner, Marsh, and Head? Why can't he do that?
Good for him. Abhi, see, the point is, agar bilkul out of the box moves which don't make any sense, if teams are us pe utar aayenge, to fir there can be so many combinations possible. But again, I mean, logical. I'm still looking for a logical explanation of where he fits in which team.
For Delhi,
SRH,
it is even more scary if Delhi go down that route because then you have absolutely zilch in terms of bowling.
yeah.
तुम्हारे पास कुछ भी bowling नहीं है तो I don't think it's a bridge that you can cross with just that much resources.
And
Mohammad
then
going on to say
if you have
KKR.
to go down
But
that
don't
route,
they have
why-
Roy?
And even if you want to go down that route, why then retain Prithvi Shaw? Might as well release him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No.
But do you
The
think
point
he'll
is,
be a good-
SRH I can understand. RR buying a backup for a potential Butler because you never know with England players, I can understand. Apart from that, very difficult. KKR again, they have Gurbaz, they have Roy. They need, I don't know. KKR at this point of time would benefit a lot more from an Indian opener, so that they can have a overseas pacer because their pace attack is essentially Weber Varora and Harshit Rana.
But guys, let's be honest here. I don't think the IPL teams are looking at Head the opener. They're just looking at Head the player and how he can fit value and add value to those teams. I
But
mean,
even then, there are very few teams
this,
who
like
need that
someone like
option.
Brook, I think Head will over price him in
No,
terms of.
The point, I think Brook is not there in the auction itself, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll also see what Brooks solves for you is not what Head will for you. And again, it depends completely on how you are looking at your rest of the resources. It's just like, let's say at this point of time, the worst team that Head can go to is Punjab. क्योंकि you already have Dhawan, you already have Besto. अब तुम उनको उसको नंबर 3 पे खिला रहे हो. तो who will you play? Rabada, Nathan Ellis, Sam Curran, Liam Livingstone, who will you play? So that takes out a lot out of the side. So you can play him, no problems. But then maybe Punjab are saying as say, is it Wicket? जैसे Som said for Butler, maybe Travis said is a potential replacement for Besto. Again, just thinking out loud. But that's the only way the teams are going to think about it, is what I feel. Because for
Only
the middle orders, most teams want to have an option where the guy can bowl. And Moeen Ali ka bowling, Travis Head ka bowling, you can compare. I'm not disagreeing there. You can't compare, but I don't know how much confidence teams have on his bowling. Catch
Yeah,
it, catch it, catch it,
only
catch
time
it.
will tell, of course, what will
Why
happen in the
Chinnaswamy was
auctions.
six
That's
है
gone
भाई, this
six.
is out. It has gone into tonic.
Yeah, it's gone into tonic. It's gone to the other side as well. Even Jaiswal is
Man,
having a laugh. 35
I
for
don't think
one.
it was hit well.
T24.
मेरे को लगा top edge है, but ठीक है.
It was just a top edge indeed.
Yeah,
चिन्नास्वामी में चलता है ना इतना. But I think
चिन्नास्वामी बैंगलोर बैटर्स के लिए नहीं चलता, but ठीक है. I'll not rub
But I think
salt
the
on.
distance it finally got, I think it would have been 6 in on all Indian venues.
Okay. Mohammad
Because ये
going
तो
on.
बिल्कुल के बाहर ही गया
Ah,
यार.
Mohammad going on to say, as I see it, Head could be a
98.
potential replacement.
98 meters.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah, as reliable as the Hawkeye. Yeah, agree.
And his head went into a different space. Speaking of Head, he sees Head as a potential replacement for Warner. There's Mohammad in DC. Interesting. Interesting indeed. And Sal Nagdev, after playing 22 innings, let's see if McDermott crosses 100 strike rate in his overall career. He might be the Subramanian Badrinath of the Australian T20 team, just one of those floaters with regards to
Next over, Bishnu is coming. Let's see if he gets him with a googly this time around. And I hope the umpire gives it out. I don't want to see umpires called thrice again.
Yeah, man. 100%.
No, is it just me or every Australian batter today just seems like having a paunch? It's like they've just enjoyed their time in India after the World Cup. Ki aane do beer, aane do, chalne do. It doesn't matter.
And the butter naan, because they love that.
Yeah.
So obviously carbs and beer. Short,
Short, yeah, short.
Where do you
Incredible.
bowl to this guy? 22
Top of
14.
off. Top of off. How much?
Top off.
How much
Top
has been bowled there?
But by top of
Anirudh,
off is difficult, है ना? Point वही है कि top of off is the basically that is
then
what
see-
scoring game which McGrath did, but others know it but can't replicate
But
it.
no, I think he's saying more consistently you bowl there. And
yeah,
and then you
just not enough there. I think Anirudh, it could be great if we have a beehive of where Travis had his phased his balls. I think majority has been either too full or the short be at the line hasn't been great. But yeah, I mean, just one of those phases for Travis. And some other year when it may not be consequential, he'll get out to random dismissals, strangle down the leg side and whatnot, hitting straight to cover. But इस साल नहीं होने वाला.
Okay. More questions. Where are surprise Indian openers like Bisla and Valtati vanished? I don't see them lately anywhere.
Bisla is probably playing Legends League or something, if I'm not mistaken. Well, 30 to pura is out. He doesn't even answer to journalists as well if they reach out for interviews. Because
Bishnoy-
Arman Bhaskar was chasing him.
Oh, Bishna's here. Bishna's here.
Oh.
But the thing is, I think he means where do you see these kind of openers anymore? Like these flash of the pan openers. Do they exist in Indian cricket? Everyone kind of gets a chance. You look at every IPL team. Which IPL opener hasn't got a chance? Okay, apart from like a Prabhsimran Singh and a Mayank in T20s.
Prabhsimran Singh is pretty young.
Correct.
Abhishek
else do they
Sharma, again, he's a better option, but should get more games.
Yeah.
Abhishek.
Should definitely get more games. Jaren, good to see you. Head should be a good fit for GT. if they feel that they have too many anchors up top.
But then
Yeah,
they have that Saha conundrum now. They don't have a wicket keeper. Where do you get that from?
yeah. I might be stupid to say head ने keeping किया क्या कभी?
मैं तो पूछने वाला था कि if कीपिंग उसने की है या फिर साई सुदर्शन ने भी किया तो then maybe he can go to GT.
I had a few names for GT. Let me pull that up. Wait. In terms of keepers,
But
I
here's a
just could.
man, Travis Head, who's pretty much literally done everything he can, but you're saying he won't be able to get a spot because the teams are just going to be thinking about their team selfishly. I genuinely think Travis Head will go for a lot of money, bro.
See, Avnish, the point is, I understand your sentiment, but he's delivered on the big stage in two formats that are not T20s.
I agree.
And in T20s, filling an opener is the easiest thing to do.
Short, six more.
Six.
It's true, but again, why can't we think of him as a perfect one down? He's a perfect one down, right?
But which
He can
team? Which
bowl
team?
one over.
So we have two teams. Can agree a bit on GT. Okay, bhai, chalo, wahan pe you can take him. But
I would say
how it
four
doesn't.
teams all in all. KKR, because like one of the guys in the comments also said, like essentially you wouldn't want to rely fully on someone like Roy. 14 games, maybe that's a little iffy. I agree with that. SRH because they're building again, and Dan Vittori is there, so maybe. Oh, Bolden! Oh, Bolden!
Shabash.
And Vishnu gets another one. Vishnu gets another one, and we've
Yeah,
just.
Anirudh, I asked him in the last game also. Is there a record for Bishnoy getting an opener out bowled? One, I think last game it was 3, and this game it should be 4.
In
So this
fact,
is
we'll
possibly
try getting our stats man Anirudh on if he can for a bit because he can buy me 2 minutes because I just want to use the loo nature's call, guys. You can't really blame me. But what a ball, top of off, and you said it, top of off, literally top of off. So I mean, do you think he'll get like 2 crores lesser because he can't pick googlies now?
I don't think he cares. He'll just go and open a pint of bud, very well deserved, and he's like, my tour is done. I want to chill.
Yeah, which
And
is true.
IPL contract can wait. I mean, he has achieved so much this year that I don't think he would be. I don't think Australian cricketers really care. I mean, they're pretty sorted. आज नहीं तो
True.
कल आ ही जाएगा.
Just to finish up that Travis Head chat in the IPL auction. So I was saying 4 teams. So KKR, SRH, RR because of the Som mentioned the reason mentioned by Som. Just maybe as a replacement. And the other one I see is Delhi Capitals. And I think that will probably be something Ponting will want and splurge cash for him for sure. Head should play for LSG, saying Mohammad Arhan, to shield him from Bishnoi loan. I knew there was something.
why is
coming there.
George Bill in comments? Why is George Bill in comments?
Yeah. Bishnoi, will he start with the googly? No. So Aaron Hardy, this is the time that this man can kind of show his worth to all the people concerned in the IPL auction as well. Because
Ricky
he
Martin is out to
bowled-
bat.
Yeah, 100%. And remember, like I said at the top of the show, I just got the joke shut down. Also at the top of the show, we said that he is, of course, the top run getter of the BBL last year. And the BBL starting on the 7th of December this year. So cricket.com will probably cover that in terms of written pieces as well. So go check that out if you guys care about that. Sanjay Bharti, good to see you. Oz taking revenge for winning 2 BGT series in Australia, but winning 2 finals against us, 100%. And what do you see as Cummins' role in T20s? Middle overs bowler? Because even Cummins put his name in. Do you think Cummins is honestly expecting to go back to KKR again or find a new gig somewhere? Or do they all want to just do what Aaron Finch has done in his life and be like, let's just go to different franchisees, different cities of India and make money and play cricket?
See, Cummins
us happy.
will definitely garner a lot of potential buyers. If nothing else, KKR themselves, and I won't be surprised even Mumbai Indians are they at least bid for Cummins. All KKR wanted to do is maybe get him at a lower price. That's why they released him. Because 15 crores is definitely a lot of money.
Yeah, but
he's a proper Mumbai type bowler. They want someone.
Exactly, that's
they've
what-
always wanted someone who can bat.
that's what I was
Well,
getting at. Okay. But the only problem that I feel with Mumbai is they will then probably rely too much on Bumrah and Madhawal to do the end overs job. क्योंकि फिर कमिंस को you can't bowl towards the end, and उसके अलावा
One
you don't
over,
have a lot of options.
one over,
Still
and
very
I mean,
tricky.
हाँ, वो तो है.
मतलब he can always outbat.
But
मतलब
the
that is तो
prospect
never.
of Rohit and Cummins playing together after that final is just it's very IPL thing to happen.
Yeah. Just on the previous comment though, my mind is still stuck there.
Oh,
Uh, Maybe
About
WTC final, yes. The Australia winning two important games. The WTC final, yes. But I don't think winning a PGT, like anything can come. If Australia beat India in India, that's the only thing that can counter for winning in Australia. That's how I
mm.
feel about it. Because it's a completely different opponent.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different proposition winning one day or in one test is what I feel.
You know, it's actually not an apples to apples comparison because I still remember the feeling I had when that Brisbane test ended, and I don't think I felt that happy in a long time. So won't exchange it for anything. So I not really an apples to apples comparison. World Cup pain is different, but beating Australia in two consecutive series, boy, I mean that's actually tougher than winning the World Cup. Ask England.
But you're also saying that because of the fashion that we did it in, right?
Oh,
Because we had the backs against the wall
I think it's
and so
Akshar's.
many injuries.
It's Akshar's turn to be unlucky today.
No, he's gone upstairs.
This could have been given out, yeah.
They've gone for it. I think it could
Yeah,
be umpire's call.
Ricky Martin had no clue.
No, I think they are overcompensating for the neutral umpire bit here. He didn't review.
And Amit going on to say, is the auction player list released? It already has been released. Over 1,000 players. Go check it out. Indeed. Joseph going to RCB. I would love that for that to happen. Cummins or Joseph, which seems a better option for RCB or Gujarat? People are asking. Both, I think, will go for decent amount of money in the auction. Maybe around.
Bro,
close
Cummins to Gujarat could be crazy.
Yeah. If
If
you
you
actually
just
think about it.
have, yeah, because it fits their bill. Again, maybe not as much with the bat in terms of direct comparison, but नहीं ठीक है, I'll take that comment back. It might still be good, but crazy level शायद नहीं. Maybe क्योंकि Kane का वहाँ पे है, the kind of season
But
Kane has will defend
Mitch, was it
will
you who
defend
said
lot.
that you wouldn't mind seeing him at CSK?
No, Cummins CSK not sure.
Or
Don't get
who
the
was
vibe.
it?
Kodze, yes. फिर शाहरुख खान तो I don't know why it feels like a given कि ये होगा ही. Hopefully हो जाए. तो let's see.
Okay. The umpires reverse psychology खेल
Yeah.
रहे हैं. Indian है तो out नहीं देना चाहते. I mean, yeah, for sure. And yeah, it still gives me chills as well. That टूटा हुआ Gaba wala gaman for sure. We had Vivek Razdan on cricket.com with us, and we spoke about that particular moment with him. Indeed,
Yeah.
Australia a little stuck right now. 51 for 2, 6.2. Let us know if you guys think they will win, and ask us anything that you want to ask
Ooh.
us with regards to the IPL, India, Australia, India, South
That's
Africa.
good.
We're here for the next hour, I'm guessing.
No,
Till the game gets
imagine.
started.
I mean, it's very unlikely to happen, but imagine Bishnoi and Kuldeep bowling from alternate ends.
Ooh. नहीं ना alternate universe में हो गए.
वही ना, दोनों में से एक भी अगर थोड़ा बहुत बैटिंग कर लेता तो would have been a great chance.
अच्छा, this then is a very good question. Where do you draw the line in between wanting a certain guy or not picking him because he can't bat? मतलब, where do you draw that line in your setup? I'm not very sure or very decided on it. Okay, should I not pick someone because they can't bat? Is he one of my best bowlers? Is that okay if he's still not able to bat? Because that is something that has been said for Chahal as well in the past. And वहाँ पे तो there is almost like zero ceiling option. But for Bishnoi and Kuldeep, you feel should that be the criteria? Again, just thinking out loud, no thoughts.
Actually, the point is then your second pacer who's gonna play with Bumrah, that decides. If Deepak Chahar was that level of pacer, he can be your second pacer, then of course you can do it. Then because he becomes your number 8, and then you can have Bishnoi and Kuldeep both as your 9, 10, and Bumrah is your jack. So
So if
actually
they
it
still
depends on
make
the other players. I think I'm okay with 9, 10, 11 as being one-dimensional player picked on their primary skill. That's it. But number 8 is still tricky because in most games Oh,
6 के out, 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 out,
gone.
out. Shabash,
Gone.
shabash. Googly tha, I
Yeah.
think he didn't pick it.
Most
And
T20s
again,
go,
yep,
yeah, your number 8 will get those 2-3 balls to hit. And T20s में margin बहुत कम होता है. Most of the games are decided on 10-12 runs. So those last 4 balls, how many runs you end up scoring might well be the
yeah,
difference.
yeah. So there is still a possibility then na, कि they can work one of Vishnu and Kuldeep's batting. Okay, just find something, find a way to hit the fence.
Hmm.
जितना भी you can.
वो तो है ही
Because
ना,
I see
वो
the
तो
potential, but the upskill is the potential is so much more just to have two guys so good at their primary skill. कि
yeah,
they win you the game by that primary skill itself. You may not even need their
absolutely.
secondary skill.
Hmm.
Yeah, but chalo,
Right.
good time for him to take a wicket because it brings the core to bat. I don't know Team David अभी आएगा कि नहीं पर
Yeah. And Anirudh has updated the stat. So he's dismissed 4 openers this series, all through bowled, which is most for any bowler in a T20 series.
शाबाश, lovely. Thanks for that, Anirudh. It's very weird. I mean, I don't remember the last time you had one particular bowler taking wickets in one particular way. Of course,
Hmm.
there is left arm tax LBW very early,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
throughout the series नहीं होता.
Hmm. But I think just coming back to that Shah Rukh Khan thing, I think CSK will get competition from uh, SRH one.
Yeah, it's SRH and GT also. GT could also benefit a lot if they have an
Hmm.
off spinner. क्योंकि they play Jayant Yadav otherwise, if I'm not wrong, for the off spin
Yeah,
option.
I mean not off, but they have. No, they had one more option.
They have Manohar and Tewatia जिनको वो rotate करते हैं impact player में.
Hmm.
But
I'm thinking from an off spin perspective. They had someone. No, they don't really.
नहीं they play Jayant मतलब that's what I felt कि
Hmm.
Jayant एक option है but वहाँ पे it's a very good upskill
Hmm.
in terms of potential all round. But yeah, Shahrukh पता नहीं क्यों even Ashwin in his oh
Oh.
yeah it's a Team David ही आया. I felt short को भेज सकते थे but ठीक है, good game time for Team David.
Yeah, but too high. On a normal
हाँ
scheme of
one spot
two,
higher.
yeah,
Yeah, one spot higher. Oh, good shot.
especially when you know that spinners are bowling from both ends.
Yeah. Can they try bowling spin today at least? कि आज भी नहीं करेंगे, आज भी नहीं करेंगे. 161 ही है टारगेट.
पर कौन करेगा? जायसवाल वही ऑप्शन है और कौन है?
कराओ तो कुछ तो कराओ मतलब कुछ
कुछ
पता
तो
तो
कराओ।
चले.
Yeah.
Because my point is, again, I said this in a previous watchalongs as well that India wait too much to secure the series. And then जब pressure नहीं है तब अगर तुम किसी को bowling भी दोगे तो you're not really gauging much out of it because the player also knows it's okay to err. I mean,
Hmm.
the repercussions are not that oh we'll lose a series because of this. And I think
Hmm.
that also plays a part when you try them आगे के जब तुम उनको next try करोगे it might be under extreme pressure situation. But अगर if
Yeah.
they're not used to that, it won't come to them naturally के what happened when last time I felt this much pressure and what was the ball that I went to. So
Hmm.
I just feel that's where they are missing out on. But it's
Yeah,
a
and
lost
of
call.
course, I mean, trying your bowlers in a dead game against Netherlands doesn't really count. वो तो सिर्फ that's just fun.
That's playing to the
Fun and
gallery
games.
for playing to the gallery for once. That's okay. And Amit Gora in the comments is also agreeing to that vibe. Okay, they went a long distance for Shah Rukh in the previous auction, 8.5 tak, and then PBK has got him for 9 here.
Yeah, yeah. But I do agree with Shovankar as well that maybe even Delhi Capitals might gain from.
100%. Yeah, yeah. I think with the only problem that I feel Delhi have right now, as compared to others, is the budget. I don't think they have a lot of money left. So
Hmm.
when this batch comes about, could be very very tricky for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
क्योंकि CSK का कैसा है, we or you always know कि उनके 3-4 प्लेयर हैं, उन पे बैंक तोड़ देंगे टाइप का है कि भाई इसके लिए तो अलग से पैसा रखना ही है, कुछ भी करेंगे हम नहीं हाथ लगाएंगे और किसी को. So
Hmm.
that is what sometimes works with them a bit more.
वो core sorted है ना. And a few injuries in the past couple of seasons have actually helped them. They've identified or unearthed a few,
Accidental best 11s.
Yeah.
Because even them, it is surprising that actually I haven't seen Jason Roy in KKR ka squad and Mukesh Chaudhary in CSK ka squad, which is, I don't know, kind of weird because you expect them to be there. Akash Singh was a replacement of Mukesh only, no? And so that is something that I was very interested to see कि भाई क्या हुआ उधर कुछ हुआ I have something that I missed, so that is something we'll confirm.
Oh, no, but where? I mean, in retained players, I think both of them are
Yeah,
retained. No,
yeah,
they are
both of
retained.
them were, but I did not see them in the squad. Maybe I'll check again, and they are
Hmm.
there. But yeah,
अरे अपने इंस्टाग्राम पे देखो भाई, मिल जाएगा तुमको.
हाँ वही कर रहा हूँ, वही से कंफर्म कर रहा हूँ. जस्ट थोड़ा स्क्रॉल करना पड़ेगा. दैट्स द ओनली प्रॉब्लम.
हाँ.
बट
So
या चलो बिश्नोई. Ooh,
I'm back as well,
Chinnaswamy.
guys. Sorry, just had to
Thank you.
order my dinner. Any
our
guesses what I've ordered?
Kohli is back.
Oh, Kohli is back with his
Wait,
palak paneer. The
Super
palak
Oh
paneer
wow.
has Hyderabad, bro. I've just been eating palak paneer for the rest of my life. It's too good. With the garlic wala, tadka wala, it's too good with some.
along with
I don't know.
kya, butter naans. But you don't have
No,
butter naans.
yeah. I've gone for one lasuni naan, just one, because I know it's dinner, so not too much of the carbs. And I've got some egg curry. So let's see how that works well. I don't want to tempt Som. What is Som's dinner tonight? Because he hasn't answered that. Moonfully.
I've,
Just popping.
I've ordered some from some miso place.
Nice. Asian.
Yeah.
Truffles burger. Saying Jagmeet Singh Oberoi. Used to kind of go on the Truffles road quite a bit, but given so many IPLs, it means so much to be exhausted that
But
option. And
I remember when I met Avnish for the first time, that was IPL 2020. Every day, Avnish was just having our XL Truffles burger with some wings and
oh my
either with
god.
Coke, and not even Coke Zero, proper Coke or some milkshake or something to wash it down.
Proper cook. So what my
Every
standards
single day an XL burger, and I'm like, bhai. And
my
I love
standards
eating
truffle
burgers, but
order.
I love eating
Go on.
burgers myself, but I average around one burger in 2 months because of my very, very sick, sad metabolism. And I'm like, I was so jealous of Avnish ki bhai, this man can afford to eat one daily and still not feel overweight.
My standard order at Truffles honestly was the XL burger, and then they had something called Rocky Road Chicken. Used to get that, then the wings, and then a Missimi Mat Pai with Coke. It was just shocking. It was like eating like a 13-year-old. Ridiculous. But let us know as well in the comments what you guys are eating for dinner. And 37 people and just 34 likes. What's happening? If you guys do the math, we should be up to literally 50 right now. Double those likes, please, because cricket.com always caters to your needs. More comments coming through. Butler going through a horrid form since IPL second phase, again failed. Maybe they're looking options there. By the way, the auction is happening on the 19th of December. If you guys didn't know, now you do. And cricket.com will be, of course, bringing it for you all on that day.
No,
Remember,
that is the sorry to cut you there. That is the reason I feel RR are gonna go big on head. Because see, last IPL Butler didn't do well. He had a very bad World Cup. So you always want to be prepared, because let's say if Butler fail in 6 out of the 7 games in the first half, they don't have anyone to replace him with. And they don't really need Butler the wicketkeeper, because Samson is the wicketkeeper anyway. So that is where having head can work for them. So this is why I strongly feel if that he can fit there, and SRH is an obvious thing. So let's
no,
see.
yeah, I think it'll be a Rajasthan Delhi tug of war. So
By
both of them.
Delhi, so you're just going for it. It just doesn't make
Because, bro,
sense.
they've let go of Rahman Pal, Riley Russo. Who else they have? They have Andik Nokia and these two guys.
Why
Marsh and Water.
they need middle order batters. Why would they go for him? I think if I'm in the Delhi camp, I would just go for Josh Inglis, because they need a player of that kind.
Yeah, same name, same name. Josh
But
Inglis,
imagine,
Daryl Mitchell,
huh?
Yeah,
all
Daryl
of
Mitchell.
any.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Rachan
any of
Ravindra.
those. No, not so
That's a
much.
bowling option. No. Oh, good ball, Akshar.
Yeah, उधर
Good
अक्षर
ball.
का bowling use नहीं हो रहा है. रचिन का bowling. I have a word that I'll
Akshar
not
का
use.
batting नहीं use हो रहा है
So
उधर यार.
again, yeah, let's say if RR fail to get head, they can go for Rachin Ravindra, because anyway they need a backup. Butler is gonna start, and he's gonna get a longer rope to succeed, and he might end up succeeding as well. Butler is a kind of a player कि इतना सब होने के बाद he can end up with an orange cap. So
Correct.
I mean, if they don't get head, they can get Ravindra as well, and they don't really have a left arm spinner in their squad anyway.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can always have the option to play Yash Dul. Have they let go of him? Yash Dul at
Delhi,
one
yeah,
down.
Delhi. I no, they've let go of Priyam Garg, not Jaiswal.
I let's
And
just check. I was on that page only.
do CSK still have Sheikh Rashid next?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see. I don't recall his. I mean, these are. Yeah, why would anyone let go of 20-year-olds? Yeah, I mean, they would.
Only Senapati was Subhranshu was released.
And
Sheikh
Raj
Rashid
Baba
scored a
still
century.
Raj
No,
Baba
Raj
still in
Baba is
Punjab.
released. No, Raj
But
Baba released.
Hunger Gaker still with CSK.
Yeah.
I think RCB have
And
released
DC have Yash Dul. So yeah, Som was right.
Yeah.
DC have Yashdul indeed. By the way, the women's T20 watchalongs, India versus England, will keep you updated with that. Essentially, we might be doing 2 out of the 3 T20 nationals, so stick around for that. Akshay will be back on, Nikhil will be there, and it'll be something to talk about going into that WPL auction. We keep talking about the IPL auction. A lot of those women will be playing for big contracts on the
And
9th.
just to that, give you some contexts. Bangladesh women have beaten South Africa women by 13 runs in South Africa.
Nice.
But did
And
this
I
South
was
African side have like Carp and everyone?
everybody Carp तो वैसे भी नहीं मतलब it's okay Carp नहीं खेली but they still had Bosch, Brits, Dirksen. They didn't have Boulevard but it's okay. It's still a very good.
Ismail?
Ismail is
She's
not playing.
retired.
She retired.
Oh,
She retired
retired.
last year itself. So
Correct.
बाकी सब the bowling attack is there and they scored 149 and they kept them to one and they scored 149 for 2 and they kept them to 136 for 8. So it's despite a very good opening standoff over 60. So 69 for 1 there, 69 for 0 and 136 for 8.
It was earlier this year itself, right? The Bangladesh women beat the Indian women and that Harmanpreet Kaur thing happened.
Yeah.
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 So another big scalp for the
And
Bangladesh.
earlier today, Easy Wong also helped England A win.
Yeah.
Batting depth is important, but oh, sorry, wrong channel. Sorry.
Will we see Amanda Jade and RCB? I mean, for sure, man. We've gone for like some crazy names. We had Erin Burns the last time out, who took a sensational catch. I can't forget that WBBL catch that Erin Burns
You
took.
should just Google Erin Burns YouTube BBL. You'll see so many incredible stuff that she's been able to pull off. Mind blowing.
It's actually crazy. It's actually mad. By the way, also, we urge you to, of course, not just like, but get chatty in the comments because only time will tell how India will go about finishing this game and the rest of the cricket chat in December because India South Africa WPL auction, IPL auction, India South Africa tests. We'll see Rohit and Kohli play one more time in 2023 on the 26th of December, that is. So we will be doing day reviews for the tests as well. So 70 for 3, 10 overs. Coming back to this one, a big test as well for Mukesh in the next 3 overs that he has remaining. He's got a wicket and he's gone for 10 runs in his first over, but now he's been brought back in that middle over phase. And I think it'll probably be, we were discussing how Bumrah would probably be a 2-1, 1-1-2 for Mukesh. What do you see? It's so 2 for him as well in the death, but 2 in the middle. Would you give him anything in the power play?
Yeah. 1-1-2 again.
1-1-2 for Mukesh as well. That makes it all the more to have someone like a Shami Siraj, right? Don't
No, I
bowl
think
Bumrah.
maybe see the point is
Power
if Hardik can bowl one in the power play as well.
And Hardik
Precisely.
will. Knowing he's captain, he'll definitely bowl himself.
It's a
And
good
he should
move.
also. Yeah. That's the best. He
And
knows
this
that's
is
his
where
best
actually
weakness.
now another factor what sets Akshar apart from Jadeja is the fact that Akshar can actually bowl in the power play, but Jadeja cannot. And if you have Akshar in the 11, and if you have 2 righties or even 1 righty, I mean, it doesn't really matter. If you have 1 righty and other lefty who's not a great player of spin, you can actually have Akshar bowling 1 over in the power play as well. 6. And it's actually, I'm always okay with the idea of having 4 or 5 bowlers bowling the 6 power play overs. Because
Same. Yeah. So name your 4 or 5 right now. So Bishnoi is 1, Bumrah is 1, Mukesh is 1.
everyone. So all your 6 bowlers, except Jadeja, everyone can bowl 1 over. Even Jadeja can. I mean, maybe 5th over, 6th over. Bhai, kar lo, matlab, kya problem hai? For the team, maybe do it. So
Especially
Bumrah
someone
bowled
like
1.
Sundar does start. Sundar is 100% bowling the power
Exactly.
play.
So Bumrah bowled 1, Mukesh bowled 1, Hardik bowls 1, Bishnoi bowls 1, Sundar bowls 1, and then you can take a call on the 6th over based on who's in the middle.
Yeah. But like we said earlier as well, guys, this whole World Cup selection chat, I know it'll always kind of clog our watch-alongs, and why not? Because we want to debate, we want to discuss, we want to dissect what's the best possible squad. But that IPL will give us a lot of answers. There will be a lot of answers given to us in that South Africa series, the Afghanistan series, which is, of course, before the England series. So there's lots to talk about with regards to Indian cricket, and cricket.com is a perfect place for it. Mukesh, how will he come back after the 6? Just a single. Tim David, I don't think gives a fuck about conditions, so he's just going to go for it. And 83 about 57. My mom doesn't like the fact that I just cursed. She's like, typical like a mother. I mean, sometimes it's just come on. I can't say anything. Abneet Singh, good to see a new chat, a new name in the chat, at least tonight. I know he's, of course, subscribed to the channel. Abneet goes on to say, bowling lineup in the South Africa T20. We can try 2 leg spinners. I look at that South Africa squad, Abneet, and who are the leg spinners? We have, of course, Kuldeep. We have Bishnoi. So I want to see both of them.
I mean, talking about mums, you should I probably should have recorded the earful I got when my dad and I were watching Bombay Meri Jaan, and just halfway into the first event, my mom was like, "What the hell are you guys watching?" Just turned off.
Which one is this? This is the one with KK.
Yeah.
Oh
KK
my
Menon.
god, that's tough. Vikas was telling me that way back, whenever Dostana came out, he went to watch it with his dadi. Imagine that.
Yeah. He told me that, told us that story as well. Like, he didn't
Like
know. He thought that it's just about 2 friends.
back as a kid, bro, like it was a bit more shy in front of your parents to watch something like, sus, like at least
Yeah.
like all those songs, especially with the
You,
hero
you
and
know,
hero.
the most pleasant surprise in the theater is when I went to see Lagan. It was again with my parents and a lot of a big family. It was a summer vacation. I somehow recall a vacation time. I never saw the trailer. I had no clue that it has cricket in it. And in the middle of the movie, I realized, oh my god, it's a gem, a win-win scenario.
Back then, we didn't even watch trailers, bro. We'd watch trailers
Yeah.
in the previous movie. In the previous movie, because we'd go there 15 minutes earlier, and everyone will be intrigued and be like, "Oh my god, that's so crazy! Can't wait for it! Can't wait for it!" But now it's just like nuts. And Lagan as well. If someone had told us it's a 4-hour movie, there's no chance we would have stayed for it.
But
But it was actually a good movie.
It was a 2-hour cricket game.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jagmeet saying, "Don't watch Animal with family."
I
But
mean,
isn't it?
up
Isn't it
to
the
lessons
relationship
learned. I
between?
mean, these days, I mean, what can we watch with family is the big question.
That is true,
Absolutely
especially the
nothing.
OTTs, bro. Like, would you even watch Mirzapur with your family? I can't.
No chance.
Can't.
No chance.
No chance, bro. Like, but is that
It
because
is,
the new
You
generation
know,
like
it
the
is how
only,
apt that my first reaction was this only.
you know, these days, whenever I'm with my family, the only thing that I go back to is old Shah Rukh Khan movies. Rewatching them is better than watching anything new. And there was this OTT series that was Ye Meri Family or something. That was a good watch with family. But apart from that, I mean, nothing at all.
But
I
even
think
this
you can watch TVF work with
Oh,
family. I think
yeah.
most of their
Not all of
works.
them.
But
yeah.
it's still not as much that you can't watch. But you could still
See,
experiment with that.
can't watch pictures. Pictures that my dad and I we saw it together, but we had to ensure that mom wasn't around.
Well,
But those tripling and
ठीक है.
all still you can watch with family. Yeah.
Yeah, tripling ye mere family, good luck and all of that. That's
Yeah.
good watch with family.
Yeah, and I don't know what Jagmeet means by this, but I thought there was a father-son sort of relationship in that
No, I think it
Animal
just means the amount of
Gali Galoch.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was
Back in the day, I remember like Sunday, even though we worked these Sundays, when we were in school and college and stuff, like the movies I used to go with my mom would probably be like Houseful, Welcome, Kambaktishk, all of
Yeah.
those kind of movies,
Tare
which are
Zameen
not
Par.
too bad. Which are not too bad. I mean, I know it's gotten bad.
Oh,
Oh,
shot.
short, man, that's disappeared. That is disappeared. I mean, Australia is still in this, by the way. 87 for 3, but 87, there's a wicket here. I'm calling it. Calling it.
There's a wicket at
Something
87
could
in the last
happen.
game as well.
Or either the batter will call out the medical guy to check out for his hamstring, or something bad's going to happen for Australia right now. We'll see what happens. Whether Bishnoi gets a wicket or not, let us know. Of course. Mohammad is going on to say, Hera Fidi is good too with the family for sure, but way back, way back for sure. And yeah, I fully get that, Jagmeet. Fully get that. I mean, that Pankaj Tripathi role, every Pankaj Tripathi role is brilliant, but that one in particular, ooh,
Oh,
nothing happens. Nothing happens. Is insane. So yeah, I mean, movies definitely something that we have to kind of keep out for with parents around and stuff, and even like shows as well. And I don't think mothers generally nowadays want to watch anything serious or hectic. Like even this Bhopal gas tragedy, even though it was a true story, my mom's just like, I'd rather watch something more peaceful, comedy, and I'm
yeah,
just like, yeah,
yeah.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
If,
I
if,
am on the
if
same page.
so,
Life में already बहुत कुछ है. हाँ.
if I make my parents watch the Bhopal gas tragedy, they'll be like, been there, done that.
Wow, ouch. But generally, guys, like, do you feel like essentially when you're watching things these days, do you watch it with the mindset that okay, fine, our lives are anyway so hectic, so I want to watch something light, or do you particularly choose crime and graphic stories in all of that? Like, so what are you? And then next.
I need to have a lot of mental bandwidth to start something long. इसलिए, I mean, I started watching Schitt's Creek during the World Cup, and that 20. I love things in the 20-minute per episode ballpark because 2 meals a day, one episode done. 10 minutes सुबह, 10 minutes शाम को, done for the day. कुछ देख भी लिया, and your time is killed. But apart from that, I mean, to actually take time out to watch something seriously for 2, 3, 4 hours, I don't have that mental bandwidth more often than not.
Yeah, I agree with you. Unless it's something crazy, there's no chance I would watch that. For sure. Nikhil Reaction says everything, saying Sanjay Bharti. And yeah, next you were going to say something.
No, I think to me it's a thought that you said. There is already a lot to figure and think seriously about in life. So I don't want to watch it something that's so I don't mind watching. I love watching stuff like Sam Bahadur because I'm someone who's stupid and loves to take things from movies as well. So I pick up things that I want to, and which is why I want to watch. Again, to each his own. I want to watch positive, light stuff where I can still be attached to it for some time, but should be able to move on with the best bits. Sometimes when you watch something that's very heavy on you, it takes time to get out of that zone also for me. So then I don't want to get back into that zone and then just keep thinking that all the time. So I mean, we all experience that with long series, whether you watch Friends or Suits or whichever things that you watch. When you are watching Friends, you are talking completely differently. Go when you are watching Suits, you are suddenly discovering random things, wanting to wear a tie, and everybody's like, "Dude, you haven't worn a tie in 10 years, so please shut up." So those are
I
the
don't even
things.
know how to tie a tie. Someone like, "Yaar, छोड़ो, कहाँ लगे हो?" I
What do you
need
mean
some external
in
help.
ZS you used to wear a tie, or was it just like
No,
shirt?
नहीं. Business
Yeah.
casuals,
Business
polo tees
casual.
or
Yeah.
something.
Okay, Vikas Singh, Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma never disappoints indeed. And Animal, not just about Gali Galoch, but also lots of remarks about sex. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for that, Tushar. Good to see you. Jugal Singh, attention span ke liye lag gayi hai, movie kaise dekhenge? Yeah, I think so for sure. You look at generally, right, over the years as human beings in the 50s, 60s, it was probably books, really good books. I mean, still books exist these days, don't get me wrong, but this it's just going down in terms of the percentage reading. Then we had long ass movies like a Lagan, like Somesh said, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. Then the shorter movies, then OTTs, then YouTube, then TikTok. Like we're becoming squirrels in terms of our attention
No,
span. It's absolutely
books is still
crazy.
okay. I think books will always be everlasting. I mean, the reason I don't have mental bandwidth to watch longer things is because that goes in reading books. I
But
mean,
books also, because look, you've always been a bookworm for whatever reason. You've enjoyed
not
reading.
always been. It just developed over time. I've not always been. So I mean, it
But bro,
wasn't. I never had books around me when I was growing up. It just my friends through them. It just happened later on in my life.
but
But
even
yeah,
like
these
if
days,
you look at
so
this generation and aajkal ka
yeah.
zamane mein, like you feel like everyone's bloody growing up with an iPad, bro. Like books are the last scene that people are even tending to nowadays. You've read Harry Potter for so long and so much because of the book, how it smelled, how it looked, and just the charm about it, right?
Every book smells the same. Harry Potter का smell
No,
कुछ
I
अलग
mean, bro, that book smelled very differently, bro. If you know, you know. Go to a proper book like that. Oof, it was too good. It was that book smell.
Actually, see how Friends it was a good segue for Indians to, or not Friends, maybe Prison Break was a good segue for Indians to start watching Western shows. I feel Harry Potter was a very good segue for people to start reading books, because once you do it, it's pretty easy to
Completely
read.
agree.
It sort of gets your imagination going, and then you sort of realize that how much reading takes you to some level of imagination, which obviously watching stuff can't. Watching
Yeah.
things is always easier. It has its own charm, but yeah, of course, once you get into reading, that's a separate story.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
there's a just to good the good example of that is whenever you read something and then you see a movie made on it, and then 9 out of 10 times I feel what I imagined in my mind was
Hmm.
far grander or completely different in terms of how it eventually came out to be on the TV, which is again depending on a lot of factors. But like the Harry Potter example itself,
Yeah.
the end that there is in your mind, the duel in the Great Hall is,
Oh, six.
oh, that's the six. I almost found the
So
fielder,
true.
but yeah,
I
alag
don't know if
lag
the
क्या
fielder
time में
does
down का.
that, by the way. Do you think he's
You
standing
know,
3 yards?
No, no.
yeah, just to add to
Uh,
Nikhil's point, the only time I felt that something is better picturized than the book is The Hobbit, because I found the book very boring, but the movie was still decent and it was better than the book.
Is that the only case? Like Sacred Games, also people are saying the movie was.
Say,
I mean, the
I've
book.
not read the book, so can't say. But Sacred Game season 2 was so bad कि क्या बोले, अभी वापस जाके book पढ़ने का भी मन नहीं करता.
Because season 1 was so good, we were expecting so much, and it just
See, again,
it felt.
Sacred Game season 1 was basically the Pulp Fiction moment for OTT. Sacred
Yeah,
Game season 1 was the reason why everyone thought that OTT will work.
100%, and brilliant from Navaz and Seth in that one indeed. FIR over Brooklyn 99 saying Vikas, Office saying Avneet. So obviously we're just getting to understand lots of our viewers
there
in
is,
there.
it's not even comparison. Yeah, this one. If you know, you know.
100% Office. The UK one is also good with Ricky Gervais, but the US one 100% seals the deal. Animal is 3.5 hours, by the way, if you
Yeah,
guys
man.
just wanted to know for sure.
That is the
And yeah,
that is the reason I watched Sam Bahadur first. कि भाई 3.5 hours निकालने के लिए थोड़ा हिम्मत करनी पड़ेगी.
for sure. Yeah, it
And
is.
imagine if it turns out to be bad.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh my
That is the
God.
biggest thing, right? These days, if you want to invest time in something, you have to know that it's good. I for one can't, I just cannot be, कि मैं ये देख के सबको बताता हूँ कि कैसा. I cannot be that person.
But
I need
if
to
you
know
think
what
about it, it's only cricket matches and movies which can let you down. If you're going for a concert, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, of
In a
course.
movie, you might not be sure.
I mean, of course, you'd go for a concert for some artist whose song you have been vibing to for a while, so you know what's gonna come.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
I
And
mean,
yeah, I
dude,
know lots of Church
just
Street.
will you ever go for a blind concert that I bought a ticket? I don't know who the artist is. It'll be a surprise.
Could be Sonu Nigam, it could be anyone. I mean, imagine if it is Sonu Nigam,
Oh
Wicket
God,
here,
David
Avesh
17
holds
for
on.
17. Yeah, the
Is
promotion
that
has
the
not
turning
worked.
point? Is that the turning point? Only time will tell, of course. And we'll come back to cricket right now. We really appreciate the book chat, the TV chat, the OTT chat, whatever you want to call it, and the food chat, of course, as well. And no, we haven't, Sanjay Bharti. I don't think Nick's awesome has, but we'll try to give it a go in our free time indeed. Just to wrap it up, because Pranav has his say as well. Have you watched Indian
I've
Friends?
seen that one for
I've seen
good,
it. Does it have
good,
Ranveer
good,
Shore, this
good,
one?
good 2 minutes, and then I was like, no, nahi ho payega ye.
It had Ranveer Shore? Did it?
I don't recall. I recall Cyrus playing Chandler, but then within 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, just that first intro scene in the coffee shop where someone who's playing Rachel enters, and I'm like, bhai, ye nahi ho payega.
For
You
sure.
need, if you're making a remake, you have to contextualize it in the Indian way. You cannot just copy it dialogue by dialogue and convert it into Hindi and feel it'll work. It won't.
Yeah, 100%. That was an absolute embarrassment from an Indian perspective. But coming back to the cricket,
I mean,
Knicks,
the culture itself of Indians sitting in a coffee shop. I mean, we don't do it
it
with our
doesn't
friends.
work.
We've never done it.
Exactly. Central Perk should
Tapri
literally be
hoti
some
hai, tapri. So
price.
it should have started in a tapri. Then
Exactly.
it would have worked. Yeah.
Instead of Central Perk. Knicks, which bowlers should RCB target with their budget? Mine, Kotsi, Hasaranga, and Harshal. I think he wants to buy back Hasaranga and Harshal and get Kotsi as well, obviously. But do you see it that way?
I don't think you'll be able to get Harchal and Hasaranga with the budget left. There is demand for them in Lucknow, in Chennai, especially for Harshal. Two sides who could benefit a lot. So might be difficult, might be a stretch to get them. But uh, who else? Coates is definitely an option that can definitely be tried. There are other Indian options. Karthik Tyagi could be a great option if they think on that lines. So that's one Indian name and
Joseph,
one foreign.
Alzari Joseph.
Potentially, but I'm very keen to see the advantage or disadvantage that RCB have is it's a clean slate in terms of bowling. You
Yeah,
only have Siraj, so you can manufacture it the way you want to make it look a defensively strong bowling attack or an attack that's a very high variance. So
hmm.
and which is why it makes it even more risky. Okay, you are going to an auction with a clean slate in the bowling attack because it could go either ways. So
it,
very keen
it
to see
could
how that
go.
goes actually. Yeah,
That is
Sakar
true.
is a good shot from Uvnit. Uh,
Yeah.
could be a good pick for long term.
Yeah, Sakaria indeed as well. By the way, we're seeing a forward shot leg and interesting captaincy from Sky. This maybe he's taken a page or two of Gambhir doing it against Dhoni in the IPL. Who knows? More people, of course, talking about TV shows. How I Met Your Mother for me, I think will be slightly above Friends. I know that's like a debating sort of factor because I just feel Ted Mosby, Barney, all of them had more. Chandler's jokes just kept Friends going. Like Chandler loved him to death. And sad news earlier this year with him passing away as well. But yeah, essentially, Aditya, good to see you in the comments. Guys, what did team get by playing Sky today and not playing Tilak when we need to get to know players? We were asking
Yeah,
the same question. We were
I
Series
think
asking.
का
not
series
just
का जो
this
score
game,
line.
maybe even the last game as well. That they could have done it, but definitely after winning the last game, they should have done it. But yeah, I mean, this is the nearsightedness that we keep talking about here, and
Yeah,
by now, I mean, it's not going to
yeah,
change.
used to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay. Sanjay Bharti going on to say, Nikhil said, in my mind is so big. It's like same for Tamil people for reading PS novel and seeing the movie PS and
अच्छा.
2.
PS1
This is
and
not what.
PS2.
Yeah, PS1, PS2. I don't
Uh,
know what he's talking about. But yeah, apologies. Literally apologies. How I Met Your Mother without a laugh track. Yeah, for sure. I know where you're coming from. And Sarabai is one thing you
of
can watch
course,
multiple
of
without
course,
getting
yeah.
bored. For sure.
100%.
I
Not
think see
without
this
a doubt.
this is a
But
time.
even here, the character of I think Rosesh was really, really good. Apart from him, there's
All
everyone
the
else.
characters. I mean,
Are
my
all characters, dude. There is
All
no
of
way
them.
you can't.
main
Yeah,
one, the father. I'm forgetting his name. How am I forgetting his name?
Suresh Shah,
Nahi, nahi.
अरे
Satish Shah.
सतीश
Satish Shah.
सतीश या भाई सतीश
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. I mean, he was my favorite character.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was top.
yeah.
Satish Shah
And
was in Main
I
Hoon
think
as well.
Sarabhai became
There's a
popular
spitting
too.
teacher.
After later मतलब it's like अंधा अपना अपना का type of OTT के बहुत टाइम के बाद everybody got the hangover. Hey,
Yeah,
wow, this
yeah,
is
yeah.
good to watch.
Indeed, for sure. Yeah, Aditya, we've been harping and moaning about the same thing as Indian cricket fans slash experts over here on this watch along. How many times do India have an opportunity to experiment and they haven't experimented? They care about the results of these bilaterals even more. And even though the series in the bag, it's done and dusted, the game's also in our grasp, they still won't experiment. And that's
Oh,
six. That is
six.
absolutely
Yeah,
smoked.
50.
I mean, it's quite crazy. Also, it makes you think a little bit more about Arshdeep because he wasn't playing the last game and he's come in for this game because Chaher got injured. And he does feature in that T20 international series against South Africa as well. So let's see how Arshdeep can figure out his stuff going forward. Not to forget, he's also in the ODI scheme of things for that tour. So only time will tell how Arshdeep can not just pick up the pieces here, right here, now, tonight, bowling to Ben McDermott, but also going forward because he's the only left arm pacer, like Somi said earlier. Ben McDermott, will he be there at the end? I don't know, but 111 for 4, looking seemingly possible right now for Australia. Another 50 required in 5.5 overs, beg your pardon. Arshdeep has gone down drastically, serving lollipops, saying introspect. And Pranav Anand saying, Somesh mentioned gangs of Vasepur, Scarface, Godfather. Where do you rank Satya if you've seen it?
Oh,
Yeah, I mentioned Gangs of Wasseypur, Pulp Fiction, and Godfather, but Scarface is brilliant too. But Satya, I mean, Satya was way ahead of his time.
Ah,
Way ahead. I mean, it was top. Imagine that point of time, sort of gangster playing the no protagonist, and the real hero of that movie was Manoj Bajpayee, who was
yeah,
actually the villain.
really.
Real hero, as in terms of public. But yeah, that's 4. By the way,
Yeah, 4.
Australia
Yep,
coming close. But if I
yep.
remember correctly, even Satya is written by Anurag Kashyap. I think if not
Mm,
story, dialogues are definitely written by Anurag Kashyap. So it was
yeah.
first of its kind, ahead of its time. So yeah, brilliant watch.
Satya, I mean, good shout there from Pranav Anand indeed. Uh, Jagmeet Singh Oberoi saying best was Devan Bojani and
Of
Sarabhai who used
course.
to start.
I'll
Yeah,
explain.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll explain indeed. Heat, Donnie Brasco, Taxi Driver, epic movies.
Yeah,
Heat
yeah,
was
yeah.
absolutely brilliant. Even Donnie Brasco for sure. Fully agree with you. And Taxi Driver as well. I rewatched it recently. I think earlier this year. And yeah, man, they just made some great movies back then in Hollywood. I've also enjoyed John Travolta in negative roles as well. Like if you guys have seen Broken
Anytime
Arrow.
I hear Travis said taxi driver पे ध्यान जाता है मेरा.
What about 2.5 Men, guys? I mean, I don't like the recent one right now with what's his face. Um, what's his face? Who's replaced Charlie? You
No,
guys might have
I recall the name of his wife, but
for sure. Guys, I think Daz Mitchell is in your perfect replacement for Hardik, and GT can
Yeah,
play in the middle order and can go big and spin. We saw them Jalshala and Mumbai in
hmm.
semi-final. He'll definitely go
yep.
for a lot. Did they have the option to retain
Oh,
Daz Mitchell?
Catch. Yes. Good catch.
exactly.
Gone.
Good catch.
And
Needed that
McDermott
wicket.
goes. McDermott goes. He's played
Shabash.
exactly 6 overs for 54. Well done.
This is
But
similar to Shreyas Iyer. Both got 50s, 36 odd balls. Let me just check the
You
score.
know,
Shreyas Iyer 53 of 37, 54 of 36. एक ball आगे पीछे.
but
yeah,
somehow it has felt like McDermott has been a lot more aggressive because
Perception.
yeah,
It's only
I mean
perception.
he's timed it better, na. I mean because Shreyas Iyer के बहुत सारे fall shots भी थे, so it just
हाँ
that's what you gather.
हाँ बिल्कुल
So
बिल्कुल.
does a lot of attributes about Rinku Singh remind you of David Warner? Short-heighted, lefty hitter, good catcher, long off पे fielding कर रहा है. I mean, just
नहीं, he'll not be thrown under the bus. He'll not have former experts ridiculing him just before his farewell test, saying कि sandpaper incident के बाद कैसे उसको hero बना रहे हो and
यार
all of that.
सच में I was just I woke up to it today and today or yesterday I don't recall, but I woke up to that news either of the 2 days and I was like, Mitchell Johnson, why
There is no need.
no need.
yeah.
They just won the World Cup. I mean, why would you do it?
It's and I think I just read it just a while back as well. It's the proper career arc of David Warner. From the time, even before his debut, the talk is always about how is he, what is he, Warner, and now even when he's about to just hang up his boots in a format, you want to go about the Warren sandpaper incident and all
Yeah.
of that, and then I mean, it's just sums up David Warner's life. Maybe
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
always just throw.
and a
Then
crazy
one thing though, I really cannot get ever out of my mind is Quinton and Warner and Faf in that staircase wala scene. I don't think cricket is ever going to see something as close to that in any near future.
And
It
Faf coming out in his
come in
towel.
a towel. I mean, incredible. I mean, wow. Just
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
generally those two southpaws going at with the paws indeed, but amazing,
And
absolutely
actually,
amazing.
Faf in his towel is actually one way of getting more eyeballs to cricket anyway.
For sure.
But yeah,
By the
good
way,
catch also. Sorry.
good catch.
From that,
And
yeah.
Rahul Singh's first comment of the night, he's blowing off some steam, saying Rohit Sharma must be one of the worst captains. He prepared the question paper and still didn't pass the final. Can't blame it on Rohit, yeah. You just can't blame it. But we'll take another one from Rahul. Says Tim David is coming at 5 errors. We didn't try Jaiswal Tilak at the 6th bowling option. They're trying. We are winning by laterals.
Yeah.
Agree with you over
Actually,
there.
if you think about it, there can be a very good analysis done on how actually it's Australia who won this series.
Yeah.
Because they have sort of learned a lot
Moral
more than
moral series भी इधर भी चालू नहीं करो. रुक जाओ.
I think one of our writers have probably put it out, right? Like a satirical piece, I'm guessing, how
Yeah.
Australia actually won the series.
देखता हूँ मैं बात करता हूँ after the show.
Tell the lads, they've got some more assignments heading into this week. Arshdeep's form is really worrying, saying Akash Sarkar and Mukesh has overtaken overs Arshdeep in T20
Possibly.
internationals. Many
Yeah.
people feel. And thank you, Greg. I was talking about Ashton Kutcher
Ashton
in
Kutcher.
2.5 men.
And in my
Indeed.
mind, it was Myla Kunis. So it just to make it clear कि ये याद था मुझे, एस्टन कचर का नाम याद नहीं आ रहा था.
For sure. And Mohammad Arhan, I don't remember the exact episode, but I do remember Bruce Willis's
Yeah,
special
yeah, yeah.
cameo in Friends. For
He
sure.
played the father of one of Ross's girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah. And Greg contributing to that, David Warner chat saying David Warner was made villain, no blame on the bowlers who knew what was happening. Mitchell Stark has not swung since Sandpaper Gate.
You know, the biggest joke that there is that everybody's got on the free pass. Okay. Oh, the bowlers didn't know. I mean, dude, the guys are doing this for a living. And you are
Yeah.
saying that if you, and this is something that it's not a shoe or even a, a back pocket towel that kaisa bhi rega chalega. This is the thing that their life depends on. And if you're telling me that something was done with that bit and they could not sense or they could not see और दे फेल्ट अरे 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 ऐसे ऐसे कैसे कर दिया टीचर ये देखो टीचर फॉरनर ने क्या किया I mean people bought into it because it's Australia but that's okay people get away with things and they got away with that.
They get away with a lot. By the way, good to see a lot of people have again tuned in to our watch along today. We really appreciate it. 3,500 people so far watched this. And I'll tell you one more number 16,000 and 100 of you guys before this watch along started gave us a lot of reception for this series. So imagine that. Somesh, Nikhil, Gurkirat, Akshay, well done in terms of getting so many eyeballs on the watch along platform, especially in a redundant series where we've got 20,000 throughout the series and 3.5 thousand tonight, which is great. So I'd just like for you guys to like this particular
Please.
video. And also, we have another number approaching us 39K. We can hit there by the end of this week. So we're about 70 subscribers away from 39,000. If you guys haven't subscribed, please tell a friend and subscribe right now. Cricket.com, we're here to stay. Lots of interesting cricketing action coming across in December, and we'll be there to bring it. And look, watch-alongs as well. We had 3 more watch-alongs for the South Africa series, the India-England women's series, the watch-along for the auction, both of them respectively. So we can talk about lots of things with regards to cricket, not just 2.5 men or suits or Sarabhai or Sarabhai or food, but we can, of course, talk about different things as well. Did you guys see Mitch Johnson taking shots at Warner? Yeah, we just answered that. Question to both Nix and Somesh, going on to ask Aditya, do you think Emma has the best batting lineup? Rohit, Ishan, Kishan, Sky, Tilak, Nihal, Hardik, David. Somesh, I don't know, you have to take his answer kind of with a pinch of salt because he's a huge Mumbai Indian fan.
Huge. Fans are huge fan.
But see, I have already answered this in the MNL with Akshay, where Akshay said that KKR has a better lineup. So I felt that Mumbai has a better Indian lineup.
But why did he say KKR? Why did he say
KKR? Actually, Akshay's takes are the ones who you should take with a pinch of salt. Because he is more like what he expects them to do. But I mean, realistically speaking, I mean, that's not even a question. The best part about Mumbai's batting attack is 5 of those 6 names are Indians. So this, even despite having such a good batting lineup, it leaves them room to fill the overseas spot later in the lineup. So yeah, I mean, it's just hands down. And with this Hardik trade, I mean, it would be like on paper number 1, huge gap, and then 2, 3, 4. Result kuch bhi hoga, but on paper, though, of course.
Okay. Boys, 36 of 23. Mukesh has 1.5 overs left. And then, of course, Avesh 1 and Arshdeep 1. How will you guys chop and change? Next, are you front loading? Are you going to play it over by over? What are you going to do?
I mean, there's no option in terms of other option in terms of front loading. You probably see Avesh probably kept. Is it a 4?
It's
yes,
4.
It is.
So 32 of 22.
Yeah, he'll probably still go Arshdeep next and then Avesh and then maybe take a call.
Yeah. Got to feel for short as well. Started this series as an opener and now made into a finisher with 2 completely different roles.
Yeah.
I don't think he's bowled as well in the series, or did he?
Who?
Matt Short.
He bowled. He took wicket in the first few games and he also bowled the last one. In the last game also he bowled 1 over.
Mm.
Indeed, for sure. Mohammad, again, he's sticking with his IPL themed questions tonight. Best bowling lineup currently in the IPL before the auctions. Wow. It has to
Actually,
still be
very
GT.
interesting.
Right? Still GT, right? Think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, they've only lost Hardik.
No, maybe not, because is it a
Oh, is
catch?
that gone? What a
I
catch that
don't
is.
know.
He's smiling, but it might be one
No, I
pitch.
think it's gone. It's gone.
No, he's
It's
gone.
gone.
He's
Okay,
gone.
great, great.
Brilliant
Very
catch.
good catch. But
Actually,
Ben
on
Royces
paper,
भी मार सकता है. हाँ.
on paper, even Punjab have a good shout. But then again, it's on paper. Realistically, I think
नहीं,
Gujarat.
पंजाब से better तो गुजरात है. That too I will
हाँ,
concede. But Gujarat
Yeah,
में the
let's not be Mohammad KF and not say on paper.
नहीं, see, the thing with Gujarat is you now have Shami. See, with Hardik going, it puts the balance bit out in terms of you have Shami, Rashid, and Josh Little. फिर
and even
यश
Joseph
दयाल,
is out.
एग्जैक्टली. तो आई वुडंट से कि आउटराइट सीधे सीधे बेस्ट बॉलिंग अटैक है, बट
Yeah, they
सोचना
have साई
पड़ेगा.
किशोर.
पर बॉलिंग नहीं कराते ना वहां से, उससे तो ठीक है.
अब तो कराना ही पड़ेगा. अब ऑप्शन थोड़ी है.
What about RR, yeah? RR also.
Not
So
really.
if
I
you
mean,
think of it, I will probably have the more first 11 options already there. Just to put it in comparison to जैसे जीटी के लिए किया, कि आरआर के लिए सोचेंगे तो यू विल थिंक के बोल्ट, प्रसिद्ध, अश्विन, चहल, जैम्पा एंड आवेश खान.
And
तो
Avish.
हाँ, तो again not using the word, at least still they have more first 11 options ready already in that setup. उसके अलावा और कौन है जिसके
oh,
ओह
Bolte.
लवली.
Oh, back-to-back wickets for Mukesh. And
मैं
well
बोला
done.
ग्विन डॉशेस मार सकता है, गुड स्टंप पे ही, वेरी गुड. ठीक है.
Good stuff in the Bangalore crowd. Love it. I mean, the fact that there's so many people turned up to the Chinnaswamy just goes to show that no series is redundant, no game is redundant in India, because it's back to the rafters and Indian fans are absolutely jubilant indeed. Bold Mukesh is what they're saying in the comments as well. 100%. And they're playing Chakte India, Lerado, Jai Ho, Shuno Gorse, Dunya Walo, and at every wicket. Don't take me back to depression again, saying Ankar Vishwas. That's the usual songs. I mean, it's cricket songs right now, almost indeed. And love this little comment from Max Mojo. A little late on this, but Avnish, lovely chat with the great cricketer boys during the World Cup. I mean, I was trying to be serious with them. They were just not having it. But we've done 2 chats with them. One, trying to understand who they are. So go watch that first one as well. And the second one was more trying to have a quiz and a little bit of shits and giggles with them post the World Cup. But nevertheless, both of those videos available. And both those videos got lots of traction. So, of course, go on and like it further. Which players from associate nations do you think will go for big money in this auction? Also, how is Ibrahim Zardan's chances looked at? I mean, I love him. If the IPL was an ODI tournament, 100%, but I just don't feel Zadran will cut it in terms of this tournament. He'll probably get a gig everywhere else. The IPL is just cut from a different cloth. So you're looking at that creme de la del cricketers, even in terms of the rest of the associate nations. So look at the
Yeah,
scan of.
let's look at the hat trick ball first, and then we'll come back
Okay.
to this.
Yeah, hat trick ball, 3 for 25. We've seen a hat trick before, and this very ground. Ooh, how is that? Review it. Just review it. Review it. He just got married. Review it. Oh
अरे
my god.
Yeah.
अमरीश,
He did. He just got
he
married,
was
right?
this, yeah, he was this close to saying इसका strike rate after marriage is X.
That's like how there was a fact about Shreyas when he had the mustache, when he had the beard, and what he was doing. But man, no hat trick for Mukesh. 3 for 25, nonetheless, and he has still one more over to go. So there could be a little bit more wickets he pick up, and that won't do Arshdeep a world of good, you feel, because he, like the guys in the comments have also said, that he's probably just above him in the pecking order. Going back into that particular IPL question again,
I think more than Ibrahim Zadran,
Netherlands say
Omar
Aryan
Zai.
Dutt.
I think Omar Zai will definitely get a contract. I would be I mean, at this point of time, he is more likely to get a contract in my head than Travis Head.
Shouldn't they make a rule? Shouldn't they make a rule for at least all these associate nations, or maybe every other cricketer in the world who has Indian descent, count them as not an overseas pro, so they can
Why?
at least, like Aryan Dutt, Vikramjit Singh, Keshav Maharaj. Why not?
नहीं,
How
unless
that-
Mumbai want a unless Mumbai want a player, they'll be chel darun. But okay, not. I did not say. I did not say anything. But nahi,
I
nahi,
agree
not.
with you. Bro.
Jokes
Mumbai
aside.
runs the tournament. So maybe you know it, bhai. They run the tournament.
हाँ मतलब मेरे से तो all decisions are passed through me, so I know everything. I can just reveal it.
But okay, honestly, tell me which nations will players will get a gig. I mean, we've seen it before with Lamichani. We've seen it before with the Afghans. Does anyone give you confidence this time around?
Tough. I mean, even Arindat would be tough.
Bro,
To be
think
honest.
about like a Kevin O'Brien who's been a peak T20 player back in the day. He's never got a contract, right? So
He
it's not
didn't.
as straightforward.
Sterling didn't.
Paul
Yeah.
Sterling.
Paul Sterling. So pretty tough. See, Josh Little, he's one of a kind. That's why left arm pacer available. So
That's where
yeah,
that's where like even all those
Oh.
Brad Wheat, George Dockrell, all those guys, Simi Singh,
Yeah.
Pringle, all those guys, the guys' names are good, but like essentially, like what are we discussing? I don't know how much food we've ordered this 400,000 doorbells, like just back and forth, back and forth.
that's your
But
पालक पनीर आया ना अभी फिर वो आएगा egg
so
curry
one
में.
egg curry, one palak paneer, then the biryani, then the kebabs finally. But they messed up the order over there. But India winning this surely by the looks of things. But there's Captain Wade out there in the middle with Nathan
Who
Ellis,
is yet to get out in this series?
who's yet to get out. Remember that. All you 45 people watching, please like this particular video. Please, no, like it right now. You guys listen to me and then don't like it. Hold away for 4.
I think
Hold away for
Avnish,
4.
you've spoken too soon. I mean, great
Yeah.
cap. I mean, 24 or 15 is
Doable.
very good.
No,
It's
very
Even if
good.
you
doable.
are
I thought you were-
if you are last man down, even then it's doable. As long as weight is there, they're in it. Because Ellis can hold the bat.
As long as they get 24 or 22, I don't want them to get 23. Please. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it'll just be another super over.
So
Oh, and
even,
look at this.
even I'm hungry now. I mean, even though I'm
100%.
being obedient towards my wife, but bhook to lagti hai bhai.
Baz Dalid went to the MI Emirates team, I'm guessing. Was it the MI Emirates? One of the MI franchisees that he's playing for.
And that's another 4.
That's poor bowling, dude. That's actually shit bowling. Because you've got everyone up in the ring on the offside and you're still bowling a loosener outside. And not your full toss, let alone anything
I
else.
think he
I mean,
was just
sorry.
going for a wide Yorker and didn't land it well. So
Yeah, I mean,
got
poor
the-
execution. I'm no one
Yeah.
to talk because it's not like I played international cricket for India, so it's
No, no,
easier.
ऐसा नहीं. It is still fine to call it a shit ball. Just trying to think what he was trying to do.
Not true. So 20 of 14 now. Every time I think of 20 of 14, 2015, I think about the ICC Champions Trophy 2013 final where Dhoni just brings on Ishant and England self-destruct. Morgan goes, Bopara goes, and India win. Can Avish pull things back nicely? But Wade has won this over, so he's more than content to just give Ellis the strike at the last
Just
ball, which will
A
be a
very
free hit.
left field choice. Can KKR have Aryan Dutt as a backup for Sunil Narayan?
But with the bat in hand, you're saying Sunil Narayan didn't give you anything anyway.
No, Aryan Dutt was. I mean, at this point of time, I have more confidence in Aryan Dutt, the batter, than Sunil Narayan.
That's what I'm saying. So with Narayan being so
Very left
horribly
field.
off,
I'm not saying it's an obvious choice because obviously their bowlings don't map up directly.
is there no
Well, it
other
could be
mystery
a-
spinner in the associate frame? Next. Is Aryan but the best possibility out there? I'm sure there are other names.
Yeah, I
like
mean, definitely a better prospect at this point of time also. Could be a very good understudy, as Som said. But then it has to be a very long-term plan. Okay,
yeah, they
इसके
want
बाद
two
सीधे
here.
सीधे-
They want two here. Yeah,
Then
he's
you
going to
get to
come
know.
back.
Yeah,
Oh, and he's
The-
nearly.
I think this is Australia's game, bhai. क्या बोल रहा है?
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
17 and
It
12
is.
तो अभी 3-4 के बाद तो definitely हो गया.
I think this over was probably the turning point. I mean, he's conceded 14-3 back-to-back boundaries just when India didn't
I
want
think
to.
Mukesh will have to bowl now. Too big a risk to have Arshdeep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed. By the way, we'll just take some comments right now before we wrap up proceedings. Get them through. Of course, we're here for another 10-15 minutes, perhaps, given the situation of the game. Mark Adair from Ireland is another top-tail bowler who can add runs at 7 to 8. All-round mold IPL franchises historically value heavily. Agreed. Ryan Tendulkar was a
Yeah.
legend. It's the only one, my friend Roop, who got him cricket in
Oh.
Cricket Attacks, which is, of course, the card game. Brilliant stuff on that. Aditya Jatali saying, huge positive for me today is how Akshar has turned the ball. It was missing from Australia's test series. It makes him and spin try deadly against England for tests. And GT already have weighed for just $280K. Get those thoughts with you. And Akash saying terrible bowling. Right. Akhil also going to say, in my opinion, mega auctions undermines the efforts done by unseen members of IPL sides, specialist coaches, stat guys, scouts, good teams should be rewarded for unearthing talent. 100%. That's why you look at a Mumbai, you look at a CSK and how they've done their business in the auction or scouted. You really kind of laud them in that and those regards, I should
But
say.
I think here it comes down to business, right? I mean, you can't get.
Oh, full toss. Is that going to give him a wicket? It's good. Oh, he's nearly taken a Raj Gaikwad.
Awesome try. The only thing now to see is if that was a no ball. Doesn't seem so.
Yeah, I don't think that was a no ball. Probably.
Yeah, so coming back to it, I mean, it's just a business thing. You can't lure in the new franchises to pay the amount of money they did without, giving them the dangle of mega auction, because no team would want to shell that kind of money out if they're not going to get a fair chance to build a team. But now I think 10 teams is already stretched. It's going to remain this way for at least 10 years. So at least now I feel maybe one more mega auction, but that's it.
Okay, interesting. Let's see how that goes. By the way, 4,000 views in this watch along. So, of course, just 42 likes. Please, of course, increase the likes as much as possible. It'll help people watch it later. Even though this has not been such a great game, we've spoken about a lot of good, valuable talking points. And it's thanks to you guys in the comments as well. RR scratching their heads right now after trading Avesh for DDP, saying Mohammad Arhan. And Aditya Jatali saying, guys, do you think the South Africa tour could be coming of ages for Yashasvi, ODI and Test? Because I think he has defensive game against pace as well. We saw how he did in the West Indies. Another litmus test awaits Yashasvi in the Rainbow Nation of South Africa. Let's see how it goes. Oz ending the series with 3-2 and trying every player would feel more good about the series than India. Somesh just joked about it, and that's four more. It
wasn't a joke. I was listening, thinking about it even yesterday. For me, this is not a series. These are a set of friendlies. So you should understand what you're looking at. Series result here doesn't matter at all. No one is going to remember these. You cannot even boast about it. We won that series. No, it counts for nothing. Ultimately, if a team is ending 3-2 and with a lot more players, with a lot more roles, with a lot more fluidity, a lot more lessons, then of course they won it.
They're also kind of played 19 players this series, Nick. So, forget about the obvious experiments they want to try out in terms of batting positions, entry points, giving certain bowlers a chance to bowl. But they've just given everyone a chance, right? And some would say that they could have even rested their World Cup winners and given a whole new team, the B and C team of Australian T20 cricket, to go on. Next.
Yeah, and that is something that should make India think about a lot of things, right? That if this is not their preferred 11 and they've run you close in most games, definitely could have easily won another there. So there are things for your setup to look at, and this is your preferred set of options also. It's not that you are playing your second choice attack. This is your first choice attack. और आपका बैटिंग भी वही खेल रहे जो खेलते. So lot of things for India to ponder upon, and as I said, the only thing that you take away from the series is the scoreline and Bishnoi taking wickets. That's all.
Yeah.
Do you agree, so?
A few others as well, a little bit. Brinku getting runs. You can,
of course,
what Jitesh does, Jaiswal does, but on a broader scale, should have given Tilak a run, and you should have definitely given a couple of part-timers to bowl as a sixth bowler. That is the biggest miss in this series. And you've not given Sundar a run. So those three things is like an opportunity wasted.
Yeah. And it proves the obvious at times, right? We always knew Ruturaj Gaikwad is a quality cricketer, but he proved it with his 123. And only time will tell how much that 123 does his case going forward in the T20 scheme of things. Then you mentioned it right now with Rinku's runs, Jaiswal's power play impact, but the lack in experiments have just been diabolical. And I apologize for the background noise in my kitchen because literally so many forks and spoons have been brought out to have the palak paneer and the eggs and all of that. So literally, come on, doing a show.
Avnish is literally now rubbing it in my face.
Rubbing it in. Catches when matches saying Tushar Australians would have taken that catch is they go on to say mega auction should be with 7 intention and not 4, saying Amit Kurai. And Tushar going on to say, is this because BBS Lakshman wants a winning record?
Who cares? Who would remember it? That's the point.
No
Even if he does,
or
who would
Sky,
remember
or
it?
Sky. Yeah. Even Sky, I mean, even though it's his first T20 series as captain, how much does it matter, bro? It's ego.
It doesn't matter. And actually, this is something that should be said top down. If it won't be said, then people won't buy into it. It will take some time. I'm pretty sure that years down the line, this mindset will creep in that these bilaterals don't matter. Because even right now, some big names opting to rest in these games have sort of, started giving that feeling out. They know that they realize that it doesn't matter. In the past, the volume of cricket was not so much. Everyone played everything. I mean, there were times that India played a series right after the World Cup, and every big player played in that series as well. At least wo hona band ho gaya hai. So I think it will take some time, but that lesson has to start happening sooner rather than later.
Good ball to start the final over. India, of course, defending 10, and that's Arshdeep and his responsibility. A quick stat, he's bowled the 20th over 31 times, and he's got, I think, 20 wickets in an economy at 9.8, which is quite ridiculous. What is the acceptable economy in the death? Is it below 10?
Now,
below 10?
9.8 is great, but just not today.
But then today also at this point in time, Wade is livid with that call from the square leg umpire. How is that not a wide? But I mean that did look marginal. But umpiring ऐसे ही रहा है.
But even Adyayan makes a point. Oh, good ball, good ball. 2 block holes. I mean, 1 short ball, 1 Yorkers, 10-4. India could still win this with Arshdeep.
But now Wade knows that he can't go short again because agli wali to pakka wide hogi. That's how umpires work. Ek maine de di, agli nahi dena.
Maybe not as short as head-eyed, but then, of course, it just goes into his arc. I feel he hasn't evolved much as a bowler. Going on to say Mr. Singhal. He looks very predictable at the moment, indeed. What is your Boxing Day lineup?
That's actually the problem of India as a white ball unit. That they are very predictable with everything that they do, with the kind of cricket they play, with the kind of people they select. So it works for them. Now it's to fine tune it if they want to get over that line.
Oh, he's gone! Oh, he's gone! Yeah. India surely now have the game in the bag, and what an over from Arshdeep. Has this Somesh made up for his case? Arshdeep Singh.
Can't say. I mean, can't say for sure. But yeah,
what if he takes
he has not done anything. I mean, the point is it doesn't harm his case.
And because he's the only left-arm pacer right now, bro, all the other guys you mentioned are not even there in the reckoning. So he can keep slightly probing and pushing his way through, and you never know.
The point is, all of them are fighting for one spot. Now, this over looks good because ultimately this is the last over. But think about it, the 19th over, it went for 7 runs. They needed 17 of 2. So 7 runs, 19th over is where you probably, it gave Arshdeep more margin. So Mukesh still remains the front runner in the reckoning. But yeah, I mean, it's not, like I said, he's not done himself any harm by bowling 3 dot balls and a wicket.
Indeed, still 1 for 37, 3.2. Yes, 4 more balls could potentially win the game for India and have the last laugh over here. So come on, Arshdeep, for your own good, just get the wickets and then have a fantastic IPL to back it up. 100% you're going to the West Indies. I didn't know Arshdeep was born in Madhya Pradesh, bro. Did you know that?
Even I didn't know it. I thought Madhya Pradesh has stopped producing any gems since.
No, he's born. Where is this place called Guna in Madhya Pradesh? He's born there.
Yeah, it's there. Guna is where basically this it's constituency of the aviation minister. Jyotiraj
It didn't
Scindia.
it didn't feature in the Railway Men because I have already learned a few places.
भाई रेलवे मैन क्यों है भाई? गुना इज लिटिल फार ऑफ.
You know
रेलवे
the
मैन
name
वाले
of
सारे एरियाज
Miss
मेरे हैं.
Road, Miss Road, and Seva Saya,
Miss Road is
whatever the
like,
names are.
Miss Road is where my father's best friend has a farmhouse, and where we used to go as kids. Vidisha is where I told you my grandmom and
And
all.
Itarsi,
They live.
Itarsi.
Yeah, Itarsi is the main junction of MP, where all the trains go from every direction.
Fair. 10 of 3, by the way. Oh, they'll scamper. They'll scamper. And is there's a run out chance? There was 9 of 2. Nonetheless, in India, of course, have got to win. More crucially, at least trying to improve their record at the Chinnaswamy as a T20 international team. They've just won twice out of 7 completed games, and this could be their third win in Bangalore in T20 international. So well done, India. 9 of 2, but you can never know. 2 boundaries, and we'll still be here for the next 20 minutes talking to you guys about a super over. Baji clicked 144 kilometers an hour, exactly 90, that is cricket. So well done. I think he's literally kind of been pushing it this over. Mukesh has been really impressive this series. Goes on to say
Yeah.
Ankar Bishwas. Absolutely. So much so that he got married. That he was so impressive that everyone's wrapped him up indeed. So it's a memorable one for Mukesh. 2 balls left. Australia 152 for 8. Before we wrap up, because I want to save some time here. Quickly then, turning point of the game, Nikhil.
Turning point of the game.
We can go back
I
to
would-
so many instances, right? Iyer,
Yeah, that's what I would say Ben McDermott getting out.
Okay, that's a good point. 9 of 2.
Oh,
It's dropped. It's a hit the umpire once again. It's not the first time we're seeing it this series, but that will be 8 of 1. I mean,
Different
the
umpire, same
umpire
result.
denied them 1 run, right? They've got denied 1 run, right? I mean, they could have ran 2 and then made it 7 of 1. So is this the umpires to blame?
But it's evening out. I mean, they denied India runs in the last game. So
Imagine they do what they do in football for cricket, where it hits the foot. If the ball hits the referee in football, they just drop the ball there. Imagine the umpire
Yeah,
drops the ball.
for a long time in my life, I used to think that hitting the umpire is fine.
Yeah, but I don't think umpires are wearing abdomen
Right
guards.
thigh.
Sorry,
Right thigh.
okay, he says thigh, but we all know where. Even Tim David knows. I mean, that's ridiculous. I think it's taken in the right testicle, but okay, that's debatable over here. That should be a dead ball saying Greg. And only 70 20 internationals at the Chinnaswamy. Yeah, kind of sad for an entertaining ground. We spoke about this kind of a little bit last time as well, Darshan. The fact that India now have hosted 50 international games. So there's so many venues. So you don't normally see the strong centers getting so many games. 153 for 8, final ball of the series. It's a dot ball. More importantly, India win by 6 runs and they go 4-1 up. Surya loves it. Surya appreciates the crowd. But have India 1-1? If you guys know, you know. So your first thoughts about India's winning 4-1 and more importantly, experiments again being missed.
Yeah, not all of them. I don't want to be too harsh. Few experiments done, few good lessons learned, but potential not utilized to the fullest. This series could have been maximized. Pretty happy with Jaiswal's returns. Pretty happy with Jitesh getting chances and playing 2 cameos because what he does is a tough job. Rinku has sort of established himself. It would need some abysmal master stroke to leave him out of the 11. So that's 3. Good series for Mukesh Kumar. That's 4. Good series for Akshar Patel so that he'll still be in the reckoning. Good series for Ravi Bishnoi for him showing that he should be the number 1 spinner in the 11. But opportunities missed in terms of not giving a lot of games to Tilak and not trying 6-7 bowling options. Even when you played players who can bowl.
Indeed, for sure. Next, I'm guessing you resonate those thoughts, but really quickly, your man of the match today and why?
Wow, that could be possibly still be Shreyas Iyer because without him you wouldn't get this platform in terms of other bowlers also. And it was a tough wicket. We saw that 2-page wicket indeed. Eventually did came true. So yeah, I think probably Shreyas Iyer.
Okay, Shreyas will probably keep his spot in the playing 11 for that South Africa T20, which is, of course, in a week's time. So you guys know the drill. In a week's time, we'll be here doing the watch along once again. It's 3 matches. We'll be back at it. And not to forget, we'll be also doing the watch along for the India women's and the England women's game for sure, because that's a T20 as well. Apart from that, the WPL auction. And tomorrow night, Monday Night Live. Lots to love, lots to like from cricket.com. Thank you so much for your time, Nikhil and Somesh. I'll let you guys go right now because obviously dinner comes first. India winning 4-1, but does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know which experiment you would have liked to see India try in the comments. Not in the live chat, but in the comments. And then we can, of course, debate it there. That's all we have. I will go tend to my palak paneer and egg curry right now. My name is Avnish Hegde, and cheers to India winning, indeed. So, thank you so much for your time. Nikhil, brilliant. And we'll leave it there, boys. Goodbye, like Amit says. And join us tomorrow, Monday Night Live. You would not regret it. 4,400 people have watched. Please quickly like all you guys. Well done. Fantastic series. Can't complain from our side. Cheers. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Have a
Bye-bye.
fantastic weekend. Bye.